You know, Joseph, a few problems in the beginning, but did make a pretty good team.
Yeah, we did some good stuff.
What do you say? You still want to be partners?
Like Butch and Sundance?
Yeah, like Martin and Lewis.
Bert and Ernie!
No puppets.
Alright, 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 alright. Alright, 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 alright. I never listen. I'm gonna
Happy Monday, everyone. It is the Bert and Ernie of content creators. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jay Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
Open
For
Business!
There it is.
That's right. And today our business is, we're doing some video today, so we got Video Man over there doing his thing. And we're out. We're not high above my garage. We're not at our studio, home away from home. We are at a fine mineral gallery, which also is not like you can just walk in here. You can get in here by appointment. It's called the Arkenstone. Did you know that?
Arkenstone.
The Arkenstone. Gosh, damn it.
Thank you for respecting our Lord with that compound
Gosh,
curse
damn it. That's right.
word.
You know, the rocks and stuff.
Well, I've had a difficult morning containing my cursing.
Yeah, I eavesdrop on you guys a lot, and I'm very interested about what happened.
Well, I'm trying to like minimize my like talking on the phone where I'm holding the phone. So a lot of times I actually have like a good set of headphones in the car with me, but also sometimes like you just have to use the Bluetooth. Now my Bluetooth is a little bit janky for some reason that I don't understand.
Do you believe him, Dan?
About what?
He makes an effort to make clear phone calls?
No.
Well, I sacrifice the ability to make the clear phone calls with holding the phone. I don't like doing that. Especially
I mean, that's what I do to make sure
with
we
my
have a clean
sweet
phone call.
daughter.
I don't
want
want to be the one to ruin the phone call for everyone else.
Yeah. But then you got the...
And the echo.
Just cool. Okay, guys? Yeah, we can hear you.
So I called Dan this morning because we had another phone call and we needed to have like a little pregame plan for it.
Business Monday morning.
That's right. And
for your heroes.
I said, hey, Nora's in the car, because a lot of times when I call Dan, he will answer with a slur.
Mm-hmm.
Shock value fun. It's fun for the whole... It's not fun for the whole family. That's the problem. It's fun for you.
So before he could even say anything,
but you're right.
I said, hey, whoa, Nora in the car. I just need a minute. We'll only talk for a couple minutes here, then we can go. Because I know that if we get past 5 minutes, you're going to start twitching and need to use a slur.
Yes.
It's usually just an opener, and I'm not... And the weird thing is I'm not really a big profanity guy. As you know, I just...
You keep saying that.
Am I? Do you think I am? Like in real life?
I think you're bigger than you think you are, but it doesn't matter.
Thanks.
Whatever. You're welcome, big dog. So he's like, oh, no, hey, it's cool. So we talked for a couple minutes, and then...
I know what led to the BS word, if you want me to tell you, because we had a phone meeting, and it was with a prospective client doing a remote or whatever. And it was like, Jake's like, I might be a couple minutes late because I got to drop her off right at school at 9:30, but then the meeting starts at 9:30. I go, well, it's only the first couple minutes of these meetings, it's just a bunch of bullshit to get to know. And Jake goes, dude. I go, what? He goes, I got the daughter in the car. Oh, damn.
Yeah, but that alerts her then that Dan just said something that she should start saying.
Yeah.
Like, would she have ignored it if Jake didn't stop down?
Maybe.
Well, she ignored it when he was like, it'll just be a bunch of fucking around.
Oh.
But bullshit, that one hit hard enough to where when we got off the phone, she was asking me, what is bullshit?
Well, let's just say, let's look at the positive here. That's the one you'd want her to focus on, right?
That's true.
If she is going to ever remember something.
That is true.
But she is a She's a very smart kid, and she will hear something and then need to know it, need to have something explained. Like, I love that kid. I love her logic, her breaking something down, her explaining a picture to me. Or
Like, I don't think it'll be a problem with my son.
because he
He's
just
a
won't care.
Caveman.
His first word will be bullshit.
But with
Just
her,
by nature.
probably, yeah. But with her, she definitely wants to know
Damn.
and have things explained.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I feel terrible. What are we going to
Well,
do?
the weird part about it was, like, after I was like, hey, remember she's in the car, you were like, tell that cunt to shut up.
Oh my god.
That seems a bit harsh. But I shouldn't have done it,
I know.
is what you're saying. Well, there's the story, Blake.
Now he's all dejected.
Who?
Me?
Dan.
Yeah, no, he'll
yeah.
bounce back.
I hope to bounce back. I want to do a Mother's Day back sale because I do want to I don't think we talked about this on Friday. We didn't do our Mother's Day preview show that we do annually.
That's true, yeah.
Mhm.
But I do need to remind everybody of this. And I should have done it reminding everyone that I know, like in my house. Mother's Day
Yeah, this did not play for me.
is for who has to throw you a party for Mother's Day? Your kids. If you are a mother, like Mother's Day, what you celebrate is your mother.
Mm-hmm.
We all got one
Yeah.
somewhere along the line. We don't. It's
Pretty
not a
much
day
at the
to.
beginning of the line.
It's not a day to celebrate. I don't send a text to your mom
No.
or to your
Well,
wife,
to my knowledge. Yeah.
or whatever. And your wife is a mother.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. Is it incumbent upon me to send her a text? No. And yeah, so I had to explain to my wife why I didn't really do any. I argued with my wife this weekend because, and she was lamenting that she's like, oh man, how about Mother's Day for me? I had to fold laundry, and I'm like, thinking in my head, that laundry's been lying there all weekend. Like, it could have been done on Saturday, but
It could also just be called part of living here.
yeah, I mean, you gotta
That's not.
still make food and eat and then clean, and you probably had to wipe your bottom. I'm sure you didn't get to actually just do zero all day. You
Yeah.
brushed your own teeth. No one did that for you.
Yeah, this. We were talking, and I'm sure we'll talk about this quite a bit. Our field trip together on Saturday, but this version of, well, Dan says, it did not play well for me at home. I was like, well, you're not my mom, though.
Right.
I was like, that's how Dan does it. That did not work well for me at all.
WDD.
And then
So
what
you have to ask
you find
yourself.
yourself doing is like the double back version of, okay, I can go buy a gift now, but I've already been told that I should do it. So it's definitely not as good as like doing it beforehand. But is it worse than doing nothing?
See, my thing was,
So, like,
my effort is that I always did something with the girls.
Yeah, and Nora made something at her therapy class. It was a little pot of
Okay, see, this is where you're
catered-
losing.
because it was
This is where you're losing the
mandated.
argument. If the school had her make something, well, you didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what was I going to do? Do another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to come from you.
Yeah, you need to go to.
But they'd already done it. She
you need to go to
painted
a different thing. You need to go get her handprint in a plate or what, that kind of.
I've done all that. How many times? The hand looks exactly
See, we
the
would
same.
go to.
But it's bigger now.
We would go to the clay place, whatever. I can't remember what it was called.
Pottery.
It was a pottery thing, something.
We've done this.
Mhm, it's already on the list.
But the place on Carroll, it used to be
it's
there
closed
anyway.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, but we would go there every year. And so, even when she was 4 or whatever, she did something. Every year we would do it. And occasionally, when I'm there with her, like I'll make a outline thing of my hand as well, and I send it to my mom. And then she thinks that's funny. 40-year-old
Yeah,
son
it is
sends her
funny.
like the handprint plate.
Be funnier
But
if
now-
you did like your junk.
The end result is now we have a shelf with, 10 years of Little Eden's.
Yeah, I should have done that. Okay, great. Thanks. But I had a pot for a plant that was painted by her
That's a good thing.
that I had known about for a
Maybe
couple
you go
weeks.
buy the plant.
Well, the plant came from the school.
Oh,
I
okay.
take her to the therapy. This has been in the works for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's interesting. You do all that.
And it did not.
Didn't go well?
No. Not at all.
Did you tell her, you know what? This will be great after makeup sex. That's all we got to do. How about some sex right now
You know what? That's exactly what I did.
as you're recording,
Yeah.
just to make sure we can all enjoy it as well?
And the cool thing about like my mom, all my mom wants to do is see my kids.
Yeah.
So I just like went over there for a few hours.
You know what I did for my mom? Gave her a nice phone call. I told her, how about this for a Mother's Day present? Your second phone call this week.
Wow. Don't get greedy.
I talked to her
but,
like Friday. And she was very appreciative. Now, my mom told me, now here's the scam that I know these ladies are in on. My mom says, oh, Rose's daughter texted me this morning.
Okay.
Some other lady that she knows texted her. My brother's wife texted her. My wife had sent her a card.
I just want to be clear. Your mom is not any of their moms.
And that's what I said to her. I said, wait, so this is a whole big thing just so ladies can like compliment each other on, oh, you were also a mom. Cool.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you, And then these ladies that are infertile, we're supposed to then just kind of look down upon them.
What?
And I'm sure that I'll bet you, like there's no doubt, there's some ladies that require a Mother's Day gift because they have a dog.
Yeah.
My little fur baby.
Probably so. I don't think I associate with anyone like that, but you're probably right.
Dan's right.
Yeah.
They exist.
They definitely exist. My wife pointed me to a meme that said that anybody that has had your boobs in their mouth owes you a Mother's Day gift.
Okay.
Okay.
It's funny.
That is a good one.
I was like,
Well, there could be a long list, though, for my wife.
I know. Or for you. Having a
What'd you do for Mother's Day, Blake?
scatter gifts
You're
all
just sitting
across
over there.
Ohio.
Yeah, I'm not.
So many.
We're not gift people, so
Oh, that's nice.
We
How did
didn't
you marry
really-
one of those?
yeah, you got to scout.
Yeah.
That wasn't on your dating tip list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should get into what you're supposed to look for. No, I Saturday night is kind of my video game night
How does he still have one of these?
It's great.
because I put the kid down, she goes to bed, and then at like 10 o'clock, like I have the house to myself.
Beautiful.
And so I want to do whatever I want to do for as long as I want to do it with no distractions. So
How late do you go?
that's what I was going to bring up. This is the first time in a long time I've stayed up till sunrise.
Jesus. What? What are you doing?
I just wanted to know that I still
You're like
had it
34.
in me. 32. But I still got it. That kind of made me feel good. But
That
no,
is great because I couldn't do that.
She
No chance.
she's starting to work weekends, so she actually had to work Mother's Day. And so I went and got her breakfast and coffee and just kind of sent her off to work. And
Without going to sleep.
Right. I was there at the donut shop when they flipped the light on at 5:30.
Nice.
And so got her some donuts, got her a big coffee, said Happy Mother's Day, and sent her off. And then she came home to.
Now,
I
what do you
think,
do?
a
You have
flower.
the boy all day.
Kid.
You have the boy, and now you haven't slept.
Yeah, I slept from 6:30 to 9, and then just went about the day.
What a baller.
Unbelievable.
I
What
want to
high tea you
I want to
have.
definitely don't have
maximize
that.
my weekend.
You have so much tea.
But
Are you not still tired like 2 days later? Like, I'm tired today from going to the Mavs game during the day on Saturday.
no,
Yeah.
if I can just get a good night's sleep, I'm good to go.
Jeez, man. Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll play some basketball tonight. I'll watch the Mavs game probably until 1 a.m.
What do you mean we'll play basketball? You have a weekly game?
I got a Monday night pickup group.
Nice. Look at this guy.
I'm trying.
Unreal.
He has it all.
No, I just
You really can have it all.
I can just feel myself. I don't just losing things from my youth. So I need to check in on them every once in a while. So
Now I'm happy a lot of things are gone from my youth, man. I don't need to do stuff.
like what?
Just anything.
Anything.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Just beaten.
You don't use it, you lose it. I don't want to lose it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of good losing it. Then you can just sit around. Complain about everything. That's what I do.
About the dishes on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about the profanity with the daughter, and I didn't want to be the one to teach her that bad word.
It's okay.
I can't believe with you and your wife that she hasn't heard that before.
I'm actually really, really good about keeping it clean.
Really?
My wife has some issues.
Okay.
But I would say that there less than 6 times I've cursed in front of my daughter. Now, there was a time very early on, and I believe this was just because of the way that the consonants work, like it really hit for her. She heard me say, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, immediately landed with her as, like, that is a really cool thing to say.
Mm.
Like, you saying the BS word or a damn or something, like, those don't sound that cool.
Yeah. But so did she get the context, like when something was wrong?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That shows. I told you she's smart.
Very intelligent. Yeah. Like, I would say, like, hey, you know,
as you're explaining to your wife, this is the positive of this. Look how she just
would just be like,
knew how to use
fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well.
How'd you beat that out of her?
Yeah. It took time.
Yeah.
But we got it done.
You just got to say it more. I think
Right.
that's the key.
It's like, that's what you did with the N-word, right?
Yeah.
Golly.
Then you can take the power away from it by just making it too common.
Yeah.
No, the biggest battle that we're fighting, and I think I told you guys about this a little bit a week or so ago, is my son is getting put in the penalty box at school quite a bit.
Mm.
For
tackling.
Really?
Yeah. There's some smaller children, same age but smaller kids, and he's been tackled.
Do you have a little bit of pride inside, actually? Like,
is he the Lou Dort of the class?
he might have a little. He's relatively bigger than Lou Dort, but yeah, he's got some Lou Dort like tendencies over the past few weeks.
does that mean you want to
What a
slide
segue.
into sports?
Yeah, this guy.
Just throwing you an alley-oop.
Because I was wondering today. Well, I'll just open it with sports.
Bum, bum,
we can
bum,
say.
bum,
That's what we do here.
Bum, 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 bum.
We talk sports and child rearing on the Dumb Zone and find minerals.
That's right.
This place is really cool.
Mineralauctions.com if you're a collector.
Hey, what do you have? Some spare minerals? Don't call me.
I thought you'd be juiced about Paul Skeens. Is he on our fantasy team yet? Do you know Paul Skeens?
I don't. Is this baseball?
Somebody drafted him and sat on him because he would be up soon.
Yeah, he's the hot prospect. He's like today's Strasburg, right?
I would say he's more Livy Dunn's boyfriend, but yeah, I guess he's a pretty good pitcher.
Is that how people know him?
Is that the one that Baby Gronk rizzed up?
Oh my God, yes.
He's got a cool mustache.
Is he from LSU?
Yeah, he went to LSU.
Okay.
What did he start at Air Force? I think. No,
Was he the number 1 overall pick?
Oh yeah, he's dominant.
Yeah.
His ERA in AAA was under 1.
I think he hit 100. He hit 100 like.
Why would he have gone to AAA? Doesn't that
He probably could have
Service
started
time?
in the majors, maybe. But there were some rumors going around that they held his call up until after gymnastics seasons, so Livy could be there.
That's disgusting, but I love it.
It could work then for service time and that.
Sure. Yeah. No,
I'm sure the union is thrilled about that.
No, he is the next Strasburg.
But I think if you're good enough, the service time lapse will not affect you, right?
Like there's metrics you can hit or something?
Isn't there?
And
or like rookie of the year, if you get that, you.
I should have looked this up, but I think they're incentivizing ignoring the service time thing now. like MLB has put something in to reward you for calling up prospects early.
I think it's since Chris Bryant, right?
Is that what started it? I don't know.
Because they did manipulate his time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what. Right.
I'm a baseball guy.
Of course you are. You're a seam head. But we're really not here to talk about Paul Skeens. But we will.
There was a very real chance that you were going to forget that name when you tried to say it a second time.
Not at all. Not at all. But we are here to talk about the Dallas sports teams. And who better to lead us off than if I take a look at Twitter and I can see right here Mayor Eric Johnson of the city of Dallas.
Sports Mayor. I love sports. 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 Sports Mayor. Sports Mayor. Sports Mayor. But according to Jake, he's the mayor when you say. I do. I admit it. I love sports.
Well done.
Tweets out, hello win column.
Yeah.
2-1 series lead. Proud of our Dallas Mavs. Fire emoji, one hundo emoji, clapping hand emoji.
Yeah, it would have been
Clam emoji, yeah.
or
I don't know.
clan.
Clan, that's what
Clan
I thought you said.
emoji. Well, he has switched sides before.
Whoa.
If it could, if the wind is blowing in a certain way, he will put on the hood.
Whoa. Indeed.
Now, odd though that he seems to be on both the sports teams, but he ignored the Stars. No tweets all weekend about the Stars
because he's got the bet, right?
He's got a belt buckle on the line.
What's the second one? Rangers or Wings? I didn't hear your whole thing. I know he's on the Mavs.
Oh, hashtag it's Dallas. No, he's ignoring the Stars. He only had one.
Oh, okay. I thought you said two.
No, he only
because he will
supported the
tweet
Stars.
about the Wings on you.
Of course he will.
Yeah, little virtue signal.
But he ignored the Stars, and he has a belt buckle on the line.
He doesn't want to jinx it.
Did you see the Stars bit where a lot of Stars fans yell Stars in Colorado? And then it's a very odd piece of just moment in our culture, I guess, because you know the anthem, there's nothing like the anthem. It's the greatest thing ever, and you can't insult the anthem. And then there's just a chorus of boos in the anthem.
Yeah.
Because they're booing the people that yelled Stars during the anthem.
What a conundrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, similar in the first round, you'd have the people yell Stars, and then the Knights fans would yell Night. And so that was a funny back and forth. But yeah, Avs are just going to boo.
Does he have a Mavs bet? How have I not heard about the
I don't think so.
Oklahoma City mayor? Who's the Oklahoma City mayor?
I don't know if Oklahoma City has anything to barter.
Yeah, that probably is true.
Weed.
They could give us some weed.
It's true.
Anyway, that's what we did on Saturday. Dan and Jake.
What a freaking day.
Went to the Mavs game.
Did you ride together?
We did, as a matter of fact.
We did.
How about that?
Teamed up. It was
Dan and Jake are cheap when we have to pay for parking and find parking. But that's how I saw the daughter and everything. Yeah.
Chill on the parking thing.
I said we had to pay for parking.
Okay.
That's why it was only one of us.
All right, yeah. One car. Are you aware of like the narrative of does Luka affect winning?
Yeah.
Like how Mavs Twitter went from Saturday until this morning?
It's silly.
It's a pretty big account. It's Matt Moore. He's worked it everywhere, CBS Sports, and like his whole bit is like, does Luka affect winning?
Yeah.
And it's like
in the positive.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like his point is that like Luka's a losing player.
Well, I think that's a ridiculous point.
And he's like one of the probably 5 to 10 biggest basketball accounts out there.
Yeah, let's take Luka off the team. I'm sure they'd be much better.
And I think the tweet that he had that got everybody really fired up was like, it's not crazy to think that the Mavericks get swept without P.J. Washington. And then, of course, a lot of people replied, like, it's not crazy to think that the Bulls win 0 championships without drafting Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Well, I mean, take Kyrie off this team. Do the
Take
Mavs get
anybody
swept?
off any team.
Take
and
SGA
Take
off the
Luke
Thunder.
off
Yeah.
the team.
Just-
Do they get swept?
This is
Yeah, the Thunder are really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're going to need all of these parts to win. But no.
It's ridiculous, too, because, as I've told you guys, like, all those numbers that you can look at as far as, like, shot quality created by passes. I know it's a bit of an esoteric stat, but it's like a lob, that's 2 points, or 1.9, right? Like a wide open three in the corner. Let's say that you're a 40% shooter, that's a 1.3. Like, created attempt. Luka destroys the entire league in that stat every year. So everybody who plays with him gets better. And we're still having this conversation about whether or not he affects winning.
I mean,
He should have won the MVP this year.
you can't get too worked up over it because that's the level Luka is at.
It's not really
It's like
worked up over
the
it,
level LeBron is at. If I put LeBron in this, it's going to get the people going. If I do a cowboy thing, it's going to get the people going.
Yeah, and Dak is definitely in that category, but I don't know. It feels like there was a point at which we stopped having this conversation about Dirk. It's probably just when he won.
Yeah. Dirk was soft. Dirk would never win the big one. Dirk, he'll be Barkley in the end. He'll be
Right.
very, very, very good, but just could never do it because it's. And then we blame him,
Not the organization, not the coach, not the team.
not the people
whatever.
around him.
Yeah. But really, for both Luka and Kyrie to have not exactly huge box score games, although I think Luka did have 15 rebounds, didn't he?
yeah.
Rebounding your own miss helps. Even without either one of them like having a 40-point game, I just feel like they were in control together the entire time. PJ Washington's great. It's awesome to have Derek Lively be able to knock down a couple free throws late in the game, but to me, even if it's just 22 points for each of them, Luka and Kyrie, they're the two best players on the floor.
For sure. And they're the reasons the other guys get open.
Yeah.
And the other guy, and they're the reasons they can get them the ball because it's not always that easy either.
No, I mean, they are going after Kyrie. He's getting he honestly might be getting more attention than Luka is right now because Luka's hobbled.
Boy, Luka's getting pummeled though.
He is getting pummeled for sure, but Kyrie's getting doubled.
Yeah,
Honestly, I wish they could sit Luka for a game. I know that's not an option. Like, you just need to end this thing by whatever the case would be, Wednesday night.
That'd be great. Get him a week, maybe.
Especially with the other series being at 2-2 now, with Denver leveling it up. But, man, he looks rough.
And it's not just one thing.
No.
It's his right knee, it's his left ankle, it's his back.
I didn't pull the audio, but they asked him, and he just gave the everything. And that's pretty much all he said. Everything.
No, I mean it is funny. I mean, we got Mavs glasses on, but it does seem that the amount that you have to touch SGA versus the amount that you have to touch Luka, and it happened like with Shaq. You know, it's
Sure.
you're so much bigger that it's going to take more for somebody to call a foul on you.
How evident was that in person?
I mean,
I thought it was insane.
yeah.
I'm like, he's
I'll
getting
let you
mugged.
tell him. I'll let him tell you what I thought because I was screaming.
Yeah, no, he was just getting mugged, man.
Yeah.
It was great though.
Are you excited that Dan got to see
What a fun atmosphere.
Berserk?
You at a game?
Yeah.
Yes. I was also.
I mean, I've seen you at watching Cowboy games. You stand up.
I know, but in person though, like it's one thing to do it in the den.
Yeah, no, you're intense. You're an intense fan.
I was amused.
He wanted to yell, and I'm like, what is that going to do? Like, I want to yell something about Giddy. I'm like,
late in the game.
Who besides the people right around us are even going to know you did that?
But that's what I wanted.
I know, but he
And
said
I wanted
before,
to make you laugh.
He's afraid of what he's afraid of getting memed.
Yeah.
Someone filming him or taking a picture, and then it living
That's what
forever.
you need. We need it.
The
The show needs
The Giddy thing is weird, right?
What?
What did he play? Like 11 minutes?
He can't shoot.
He can't defend anybody either.
Yeah, you brought up plus minus earlier. His is atrocious.
Well, I almost think it's weird he started in Game 3.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's right.
Because-
there were people saying, like, I don't think he's playable. They played him in the first half, and then he pretty much didn't see the floor again.
And that's what happened Game 2, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't starting in the second half of Game 2.
Yeah.
The whole bit is, though, he's really good, and he's started every game this year. Or every game he's played, he has started.
Right.
And so
Except for the couple where they had to PR hide him.
Yeah.
that's right, because he was hanging out with a 14-year-old or 16-year-old or something.
I was amused at your jersey choice.
Oh.
How do you know?
I had a friend of mine sit behind you,
Oh, really?
and he sent me a picture of y'all. Like, oh,
Okay.
that's very Dan.
Jake was wondering, is that the only jersey of its kind in the building today?
Oh, without a doubt.
We walked in there, and I'm like,
Are you nodding like it's the only jersey of its kind in Dallas right now?
Anywhere, yes.
Someone
about
else owns
anywhere.
that.
Yeah. We walked in.
They need to put the call out.
So Dan has his Wang Zhu jersey on.
Right, it says Wang on
It
the
says
back.
Wang.
That's how you spell it.
We walked in, and I was like, dude, there are 18,000 people here right now, and one of them has a Wang jersey.
So I was
The
actually...
stupidest part about it is I was telling my wife about it at night, and she was like, was he just a fan? I'm like, no, it's because his name is Wang.
and I'm me.
I don't have to explain this to you.
So I wanted to I'm dressing for Jake. You know, I can't go black T-shirt, and you're going to the Mavs game. And I know they're going to give you a T-shirt on your chair, which, by the way, mine got stolen.
It did.
I think ours got stolen too.
I think so.
Like, we
On the
left
way.
it. Oh, we went away at halftime. I went to see my usher friend, Tammy, and came back, and yeah, the T-shirts are gone. I'm looking at the people around us like, what, you just going to let somebody walk up here and take our T-shirts?
When I came back to our seats before you, there were two people sitting in our seats.
The hell?
And when they, so I just sat like in a seat next to them, and when they got up, they left with both shirts. And
Why
I was
didn't
like,
you say something?
dude, it just felt like at that time, like, would you have?
Yes. I would have
Well,
been like,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
those are our seats. Those are our shirts. I would have.
You don't want that shirt.
I want it for the studio.
Okay.
But
hang it
then
in the studio.
would I have been like, give me both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
It,
there.
it was like
It's
a,
not theirs.
I don't know. It was a husband and wife, but it was a male and a female.
You know what we paid for those seats?
But it was just like,
Top dollar.
did I want to
Hard-earned American dollars.
Stop them as they got up to leave?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I was just sitting there mad all weekend about the people around us. I didn't realize you were there.
They walked off with two shirts. Maybe they had the shirts beforehand, but they definitely sat in our seats and walked off with two shirts, and I did nothing about it.
And you're Jake. You go high teen
man.
and
I'm
Trying
fired
to
up.
change. I told you guys whether it's the
know, I
cop
don't
or the
need that.
election.
I like old Jake, I think.
Trying to chill out, man.
Yeah, we don't need that, man. Not during this playoff run.
Because I was very close to, because we were like on the side where the Thunder's bench was, or we were on the baseline. But Josh Giddey could have heard me.
I don't know, man. That place is nothing but a wall of noise.
Wait
It
till
is a
what about a free throw? Like a right after a free throw, and I was gonna give him like the 13. That's a little too high for you today, Giddey.
All right.
And I only wanted to do it to make Dan laugh.
And I just did. There, you did it.
Yeah.
Do you like my free throw idea? So I
yeah.
told my buddy with the Cavs this weekend, and he's like, "That's brilliant. It would work."
The free throw idea is that the entire crowd goes pin drop silent. The home crowd. To affect the
I feel
LA
like you could
shooter.
never do it in Dallas,
No.
but I think the Oklahoma City crowd could start.
I agree.
Someone's going to start this, and it's going to lead to copycats.
Like you're used to shooting the entirely
Like, you know how
raucous free throw. Like, oh, I'm clapping these, rubber things together, these plastic things together. But if everybody went silent, I actually think it would
dead
be
silent.
Yeah.
No music. All you can hear is that ball bouncing. Remember, like how weird it was before they started piping in stuff
Like
with
at the bubble?
the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yes, even once they started playing in arenas, you could kind of hear, and you'd hear the shoes squeak and the coach yelling from across. Or I think that's part of the Haralabob story, right? It was an empty arena, but somebody saw or heard Haralabob bitch or something. But you would have never seen Haralabob get up or yell something if it was in a arena with club music piped in. But yes, totally. So Josh Giddey goes up to the free throw line, starts bouncing it, and dead silence. Wouldn't that be amazing? You just need a fan base that would do good bits. And Dallas is not that.
No.
They're there for their own bit.
I don't know if that would work.
It would just throw them off. Do you remember they had one NBA game where they actually didn't have music for the game?
Yeah.
And they all said they were so thrown off.
Wasn't it at...
And Devin Booker threw the Raptors mascot out because he was dancing behind the goal.
Oh, okay.
Was it like Knicks or something?
I was going to say it was at MSG, yeah.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Like they just stopped. I think, was it the Warriors? Somebody was really bitching about it after the game. Like that how could they do that and blah, 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 and it was just terrible. But I think that'd be the best bit.
It doesn't matter how often you go to Mavs games. It is just a constant reminder of just being assaulted with sensory overload.
My gosh.
Like I got home and I had really only one kid for most of the time, but I'm just like, can you just shut up? It's been so loud all day.
Din of sound.
Just please stop.
Yeah, even when we talked, I couldn't hear you unless you held your hand over your mouth to direct the sound.
I was going to ask how the crowd was because during the Clippers series, it was awesome.
It was loud, dude.
Was it? Okay.
I thought it was extremely. I wrote that down like 3 times in the second quarter. Like it is loud in here.
Does everybody hate SGA?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just more of you boo him when he goes to the foul line.
Yeah,
but he's not Harden.
No.
You know, you don't have like that sort of background with him.
We're getting it though.
Probably.
He'll get there.
Yeah, we're every game we're hating and knowing these guys more and more.
The Lou Dort thing for sure.
Oh my God, Lou Dort.
Oh, did you see Mahomes?
We did. Dan pointed him out to me, and we saw Jimmy Goldstein.
Jimmy Goldstein was on the sideline.
I tweeted a video of Jimmy. It was a Kyrie shot this morning, or maybe it was yesterday morning. Like he doesn't appear conscious.
Yeah,
he's so old.
Yeah. What's his thing?
He's a slumlord.
Okay.
Lots and lots of money, and he just he picks a playoff game every day and flies there and goes to it.
I don't know if this
front
is...
row seat. Like, we can't even imagine the amount of money he must have.
No, and I can't recall if this is still the case, but for a long time he had a press pass, like a locker room press pass.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall that.
The Kim Spin list says everyone loves him because he's rich, but he's a terrible person who's forced people out of their mobile homes.
This is true. He bought up like an entire portion of LA's mobile home parks, jacked the rates and rent up by like 500%, and a bunch of old people had to move out.
I think Jake was fired up because it was pre-Mother's Day, and so Mother's Cam.
Mother's Cam was popping for sure.
A lot of sauced up moms dancing and
dun 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 dun
bouncing.
Dun 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 dun. That was definitely happening.
Early on, very concerned about Josh Green. We were wondering if he'd get a stat that wasn't a foul.
He was at the 0.0003 mark.
Yeah, but you know,
hit a couple shots.
SGA, man, I noted this and we were sitting like behind the backboard, so we didn't have a great angle on everything. But man, the elbows that guy throws, he does it so often it has to be intentional, even the ones that look unintentional.
Yeah.
Were you on the side where he elbowed Luka? Or was that on the far side from you?
I feel like he did elbowed Luka 3 times.
Well, they reviewed one of them.
We were not on that one, but we did get another one that was pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it seems like he drives to draw fouls.
Get away with it.
Let's see my notes.
It's cool though because You know, I had this feeling on Saturday, and maybe this is like disrespectful to the Thunder and to the Timberwolves, but it does feel like this has a Mavs Spurs feel to it.
What do you mean? Just a little rivalry?
We're going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
Then you're not.
They're good. They're young.
You're
we're
not
good.
going to get all of them, and they're going to have players that you absolutely effing hate.
Yeah.
And they're not that
I love
far
it.
away.
It feels so good, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. I mean, what? That's probably roughly the same distance.
Yeah.
And it's going to be this way for a while. We hope. I'm a little more bullish on their future than ours.
Yeah, they had the.
As long as you got Luka, dude.
I know, but what if
you have a chance?
Don't.
They're in the second round of the playoffs, and they have the 12th pick in the draft.
Yeah. And then that keeps going and going and going and going. But it's cool. It feels like what you get from like a Boston Philadelphia type thing, or a Philadelphia New York. Like,
yeah, it's got to have
that. I love Dallas Houston. I love Dallas San Antonio.
Yeah, Dallas Clippers fun little rivalry, but you're right. It's not like you don't know people from there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, they're just so different too.
They're very
Dallas
different.
and Oklahoma City can't be any different.
Yeah.
And I guess the same could be said for Dallas, San Antonio.
Yeah.
In a way, and then Houston is just Houston.
Yeah.
And that's always your kind of in-state rival.
When was the last time you went to a Mavs game?
We've done like sweet games.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer that.
Yeah, I would imagine.
We went to the.
Oh, that's right. We went to with Cash the last game, right?
Yeah, and then we also did Mavs Jazz playoff, the Western Conference Finals year.
If you have a suite, I'm a great suite guest. Just telling people.
Just put that out there.
Just saying.
Because you bring something to the table?
You know, I've like to. Yeah, I'll stand back there and hold court. We'll just do some stuff.
Yeah.
I won't take your best seat.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just stand around.
You won't eat all the meat.
Yeah, you have the whole lunch spread for yourself. I'll just eat some popcorn, maybe. Chet Holmgren might be inbred. That's my thought as I looked at him. Just look at him.
Okay.
That's what I got from seeing him in person.
How
about this?
He's definitely skinnier than you think.
It's insane. I didn't notice this there, but so they're doing like Hack-A-Lively at the end because I went back to watch the fourth quarter.
I thought I said something to you about that like at the time. I was like, this drives me insane.
No. You talked about Hack-A-Lively, but I didn't see the videos of Chet Holmgren chasing Lively around.
You didn't see that?
No.
Like, it's hard.
I wasn't noting it while I'm there.
Okay.
It's
I
hard
knew
to
they
see
kept hacking him, but I didn't see that like that was the only guy they were going to foul. and just having him sprinting away from Chet Holmgren, running around the
two guys who are 7 feet tall playing tag.
Yes. It's so awesome.
Just running around the baseline and around the stanchion, trying to tag each other.
Early in the third, Jake says, because P.J. Washington had 27 points, and Jake says to me, well, I think he's got his career high. I said, well, game 2 he had 29.
I forgot about that.
So that was a bad point.
That was.
But then we both agreed. Well, he'll get his career high because he had 27 points, and I think there was 4 minutes gone in the third.
Yeah.
And he finished with 27 points. Because Kyrie knows when it's Kyrie time for sure.
It's still it's crazy. It's crazy. Like we talked about it the other day whenever he had the 28 in the second half. I don't know. And I think it was maybe Brad Townsend who took a break from retweeting 18-year-old Mavs female fans to write a column.
As we're walking in, Jake would be like, Brad would retweet her. Brad would retweet her.
I think it was him that wrote the column of they're going to need like a ballistic Kyrie night. I don't know that they can keep getting by with Luka being this banged up. Like they need you know what, bud, F it, take 25 shots.
Uh-huh.
Like we need a 40-point Kyrie night at some point to close this thing out. Whether it's, tonight, whether it's Wednesday, whether it goes to Game 7.
I think
they're going to need a bonkers Kyrie night.
But he's got a good sense about
And
when
I'm not just saying that because I wrote a column saying that they definitely needed that to get that done.
I think he's got a good sense about when he needs to step up. Because, they won. He had, 11 points?
Yeah. It still feels like he has a huge impact on the game as far as, like, pace and energy. But, I don't know that they can get away with another sub-20 Kyrie night. Or even 20 or 22.
I was asking you about remember I said, who was the failed free agent center we got last year?
JaVale McGee.
And it was JaVale McGee. I was only asking that because I feel like Gafford is exactly what they wanted JaVale McGee to be.
For sure.
And they all almost have similar looks as far as the don't they wear like a headband and just kind of long, tall, and mopey like that?
Let him finish.
Well, I'm not saying
maybe
they're both black. There are many black people on the team that do not look as this. Don't you feel like just overall from afar, it's like they seem like kind of the same guy, but JaVale McGee just was a freaking anchor.
He just didn't know where to be. He didn't know where to go.
I feel like
Gafford
they're
at least has a
both
decent feel.
unique.
Oh, here's this guy.
Are you going to play this game?
No, there is something to what you're saying.
This is new Jake.
No, it's
I know,
not you,
yeah.
Jake. There is something to what you're saying of they also have like the same like gangliness.
Yeah. I don't know, just
Yeah, for sure.
like I said, from afar, they look like similar profiles.
And I don't
or
know
whatever.
how old Daniel Gafford is. He can't be that much younger than JaVale McGee, but JaVale McGee's been in the league for like 15 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wear and tear on that body. Also, like
Gafford's
JaVale McGee.
25.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought Gafford was closer to 30, and McGee's probably 34.
36.
But also, like a lot of times, it seemed like JaVale McGee didn't give a shit, like at all. And Gafford has like
Energy.
flex at the crowd.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool about him and PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. for that matter.
Yeah.
They get people fired up.
It's really insane.
And the other one I brought up to you after you asked about JaVale McGee, I was like, yeah, well, they also had another failed one, Christian Wood,
Right.
who also kind of seemed like he didn't give a shit.
Yeah, and I'm
like
not
half the time.
Boy, did he even play in the playoffs?
No.
No. That's sad. I really liked Christian Wood. I had very high hopes for him. I thought he was a good dude too when we had him on.
He was a good guest.
Wasn't he entertaining?
He was.
But yeah, it's
Kind of seemed like he didn't care.
yeah. No, it seems that maybe he is that guy that I didn't believe he was. That can be like you get on a really bad team, you'll score 20 a night, you'll
Right.
have 7 rebounds a night, you'll make 30 million or whatever, or
Yeah.
20 million minimum, and
Then you go
But-
to a team where they ask you to like do stuff.
yeah, because somebody scores points. Even if you're like the worst NBA team in history, you would score 80 points a game, right? So somebody's going to get you 20. Somebody's going to score the points, and he could be that guy on.
18-win Rockets team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been cool
And he was.
seeing specifically Gafford and Washington like grow into learning like what playoff basketball is.
Okay, you said something about that too. Maybe it was around that screaming discussion that we had to have because it's so loud in there. But just that those guys also came from pretty bad situations.
And game 1 against the Clippers, I don't think they were ready. Specifically Gafford. Because he got pushed around a lot.
Zubats absolutely had his way with it.
So I don't think he was ready. Now, he did get banged up, but I think they both realized what this is all about.
Which is cool to see.
Yeah. And then you got the flex meme, and now like they're really ready for what Saturday's game was.
Yes.
This real physical brawl type thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay, bring it on. And how about the Mavs? Are like, don't you feel like they're thought of as a tough team right now?
It's
Because Luka's certainly tough. He's big. He's hard to push around. Like, and then you look at little SGA. Like he's, that's not tough.
No, and Jake and I have talked about this a lot. I think the Mavs are a hard team to play because you're going to have to fight through a screen every single possession.
yeah.
And you're going to
They're
get banged up.
Those elevators are opening and closing on both sides of the floor constantly. And those are not, easy screens. It's probably the toughest Mavs team that I can recall since, like, the 06 era, maybe.
You're not going championship year?
Even with Caron Butler when he was playing?
Boy, he played, 4 games?
Tough Juice barely played that year.
Well, but
I mean, obviously
but
they
Dirk
had
has always said
Tyson, they had Deshaun, they had, your fill-in parts like Brian Cardinal.
But Dirk has said how important Caron Butler was for the team when he played the little bit he did.
I'm just saying, like, there's really not like a player on the Mavs that gets minutes right now that I'm not like, that guy's pretty sturdy. Tim, maybe, but he's barely playing.
See, Tim's dad was in the news.
Always.
Yeah.
He saw he hadn't been in the news for the last 5 minutes, so he needed to hop in. I think he said Timmy! Is that a South Park thing? Why do they do that? In the arena, they just yell Timmy.
Yeah, no, it's one of the last vestiges of not being canceled.
What?
Well, I mean, just the fact that they're playing the Timmy drop.
Well, no, I thought it's just the PA guy yelling Timmy.
I know, but
Is it a South Park thing?
of course it is.
Yeah, it's the physically disabled kid.
No, I know who Timmy is
But
on South Park.
he wouldn't be saying it like that.
But I'm saying, yeah, is he doing that because he watches South Park?
Yes.
No, because he heard it in South Park.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay, I didn't know.
He's saying-
I didn't know if people called him Timmy.
They don't call him Timmy. I can tell you that.
I don't.
No, his dad,
he called him the best shooter on the Mavs. And
Okay,
you got to get your best shooter more looks.
sure. He had a good game in game 2.
He did. And to kids' credit,
They need him. We need him.
they didn't freak out and play him like 31 minutes because he had a decent game in game 2.
Yes, Kid does deserve some credit. Kid recognized very quickly a mismatch when he put in Timmy for Lively, but then it was the same time Holmgren checked in.
Yeah.
And I think even you remarked at that point, like, whoa.
Who's going to guard him?
He pretty much reversed his decision in 5 seconds once he noted that.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe,
He heard me.
well, maybe, I don't know. Can't you see Holmgren is checking in?
Yeah, so it might
I
have just
don't
been
know
the
why you make
normal
that
flow
move.
of the rotation, yeah.
But he did figure that out. I mean, there was another time earlier in the game when it was like a free throw, and Luka, it was like the second free throw, and Luka sees, I don't know if it was Holmgren or somebody behind him, as far as a cherry picker type thing. And then he had Lively and Gafford down on the block, and Luka's like, wait, no. I need you to get back there because I'm going to make this free throw.
There
And,
are times when you watch them in person where it feels like Luka's coaching the team.
Luka was directing everybody on what to do, and Kid is just standing there, arms crossed, just kind of like watching Luka. Not nodding, like I agree with that move. He's just watching Luka.
Yeah.
And then, of course, so then he puts Kyrie down on the block instead of Gafford because he's got to get back there to cover. Luka missed the free throw. Kyrie couldn't get the rebound, and they tapped it in. And then grabbed the rebound.
Grab the rebound, yeah.
So it didn't work out. Because then I said, well, if he'd kept Gafford there, he would have got that rebound. I have some stuff to mention that's not part of the game, or that might be part of the game, but not like what we've been talking about. One is I took this picture. This is a picture of people taking pictures of the Mavs horse mascot thingy, the
Champ.
It's Champ.
Champ.
Yeah.
It's so they have. I can't keep track of their mascot. They had Mavs Man.
He still exists. He's just in some sort of a bastardized Iron Man form now.
Yeah, his skin used to be made of basketball, which was cool.
Was it?
Interesting. Yeah, I liked it. I know you thought it was weird, but
It's extremely weird. Why would his skin be made of basketball?
Because he's a basketball man.
he had sex with a basketball.
That is actually what happened.
Right. Or got caught in a kind of like The Fly, got caught in something that
That's
fused,
a great reference.
It fused the DNA of the basketball and of Mavs Man. He was just this guy named Steve, and then he became Mavs Man. Anyway,
But he still needs a trampoline to dunk.
this mascot,
Well, I think what you were going to say is that we also had the Mavrello experience.
What?
No,
not us, but I just mean as far as like we go through
Yeah.
the litany of things that they've used to brand the team. Curiously, they had an Eastern European whose backstory was that he was buried underneath Reunion Arena and somehow was like an online NFT basketball with a gold tooth. I don't know.
yeah, they kind of just never ended that story.
They didn't really even start the story. I suppose they did start it, but I don't know that they had a middle.
Yeah, did they have an end in mind when they first started? Like, did they just think this is going to really catch on and everybody's going to love Mavrello?
We'll figure it out afterward.
We'll get all the Mavrello
So
merch
weird.
sold, and we'll have a separate, Mavrello store.
Right, yeah. The Hanger Mavrello store. Yeah, and then Champ stands the test of time.
So Champ is this blue horse mascot thing that walks around, and then people. This isn't just. I understand if kids or you have a kid, like, oh hey, go get a picture with the mascot. But these are adults. These are 40-year-old people just holding up their phone. They can't take enough pictures of Champ to go home and set. What are you doing?
I've never thought about this before, but watching how upset Dan was.
There was like 30 phones out. Like, oh, I got to get a picture of this thing.
Pictures of Champ. I was like, yeah, I would not do that. I would not take a picture of Champ, but I've never been so put off by it. But you're right. It's extremely weird.
Outside the arena.
It's adults without kids.
Outside the arena on the way in, even for the playoffs, I think they've really upped their game since I've been to a playoff game.
It's pretty sweet.
They got the
especially
blue
for a
carpet.
weekend game.
They got the blue carpet out there, yeah, and it was afternoon. So then they have like these photo things set up like you have at a wedding or at a graduation or whatever. So it's got the Mavs background, and you can go stand there, but they've got their professional camera all set up. And certainly, I'm sure for the low price of $19.99 or whatever, you can
Scan a QR code and
get
pay.
your little your picture made, and yeah, when you can get home and they'll mail it to you or whatever, just like pictures with Santa are now. Same exact thing, right?
Sure.
And you can't go stand in front of that thing and take a picture with your phone.
No, you
They
cannot.
do not allow you to do that.
No, you cannot.
The dance team sucks.
Yeah.
What do you want? You want more skin?
I think we need more. We just need the ladies or more skin or something. I
Or
always
just
say I
not
don't
at
need my
all.
sex and sports mixing, but
How about just not at all?
or not at all. It's just I don't know.
I think I would be okay with not at all.
I don't know what they would do with that void. Paintball?
I
Sure.
swear when I remember like the 90s sports talk, it was old guys on the radio lamenting that, it used to be when you could go to an arena and they took a timeout, you can kind of just talk about the game and what you've seen, and now I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, yeah, whatever, old man. I love these tunes.
Yeah, because, I want to talk to my friend here. And I did have to do like the full mouth cover and
Scream.
yell
Yeah.
into his ear, even whenever there was no play.
Speaking I love these tunes, and I went back and watched this play, the Luka jump ball with a minute and a half left or so. That was not a foul. I thought in the arena, Luka just got nailed, but they were both going for the ball, right?
Well, they called a jump ball.
They called a
Possession
jump ball, but I thought at first, because who was it? Was it Dort?
arrow. Of course.
Okay. But I thought he slammed him to the ground, but
No.
it wasn't. They were both looking at the ball, going for the ball, so that was legit. But maybe when young Dan thought this was really cool that they played Jump by Van Halen when they did a jump ball, I didn't realize they'd still do it 30 years later or 40 or however many years.
He was really bothered by this.
Got to play the
like,
hits.
can we not come up with a new bit?
He brought it up a couple times.
How about the Mavs intros with Eminence Front? That feels like also that feels 2011. That just feels like the Dirk era.
It does feel Dirk.
But you can't move on from Eminence Front. Come on, man.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
It is really old, though.
It just feels Dirk to me.
I'm with you.
Like
It does feel Dirk, but that's why I want it
you want
to be used for Luka.
Yeah.
What do you
All
want? Gangnam Style?
Talk me into that. I'll probably lose that battle. We were just talking, screaming to each other about the win. Do you remember the winner out of COVID?
Yeah. Coaches not having to wear suits anymore.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, somehow
I don't totally understand it, but
right. Why did they say during COVID, you know what? I can't wear a suit.
Yeah.
Because
we're in the bubble.
The virus sticks to ties.
Right. It didn't make any sense. Like, so they go to the bubble and they're like, all right, well, you can wear, tracksuit. And then they left the bubble and left Disney World and they're like, well, still
what if we
wear
kept
it.
doing that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? I just marvel at the difference between the NHL and the NBA.
Oh my gosh. Whether it's the plane,
player
the
empowerment.
coach. Yeah.
Player empowerment can make you wear whatever you want. They tried early 2000s. They tried to implement a dress code in the NBA for travel.
I recall that it was
It went very poorly.
Yeah, and it was like around the Allen Iverson time.
Oh yeah, because they all these tattoos and everything. Yeah, and it's funny too because as we've stated many times, when you get on that Stars plane,
they strip.
The first thing they do, they all take their suits off and they just throw them to the side and put on their sweatsuits.
Yeah,
or just wear boxers.
Yeah,
some of them literally will just wear boxers and a shirt.
Yes. They're undershirt and boxers and play cards.
Yeah. It's like when I go home, like the first thing I do is I take off these business jeans. Oh, I wore my playoff jeans.
You have playoff jeans.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're 1-0 in them.
Yep. I'm not washing them.
You shouldn't.
Till we take the Larry O'Brien. Just watching the Jumbotron, it goes along with, people go nuts for the T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
From the T-shirt cannon. Like, if the Jumbotron catches you, you then all of a sudden have to be, showing your shirt. Yeah, okay, I know, you're wearing a Mavs shirt.
Well, they're a Mavs fan.
But they're like,
they're at a Mavs game.
Can't believe it. They lose their effing mind. They cannot believe that they've just made the Jumbotron, and they're going to tell everybody they know about that for the next 2 weeks.
I thought at the game when I went with Jake, I thought if they could somehow sell the feed, I bet people would buy it if they made it.
Oh my gosh, that's like a Six Flags bit.
Yeah.
After the certain ride, right?
$15, $20. You want the feed from the Jumbotron? If you made it, here.
Yeah.
I bet they could make some money doing that.
Sharks.
Damn, that's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
People lost it over the T-shirt cannon, but also did you get the things parachuted down, like the hat from the roof or something?
No, but I love parachute bits.
The couple next to us,
we didn't have one the other day.
She was getting ready to trounce me over a Mavs hat that was parachuting down from above.
Yeah.
You ever see the bit when they have the little blimps that fly around?
I like that too.
Coupons and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely got a crowd pretty fired up for potential free chicken.
Ooh, did you have a missed free throw?
They were hacking Derek Lively at the end of the game. So Dan's question, I think, was...
Oh, if the home player misses?
Yeah, because he did miss two. He missed two, and I'm like, do we get chicken for that? No. Nope. Jake's like, no. Has to be the road team.
Yeah.
Which seems like it sucks. And then maybe we need to do a reports on this, a breakdown. But the Stars have too many banners.
Oh, no.
They had 20 banners.
You counted.
Oh, yeah. The Mavs have 10.
There are a couple guys, Video Man may know who they are, but there are a couple guys, and I grew up a pretty big Stars fan, that I don't know who they are.
Well, I told you Bill Masterton.
Masterton was the one.
Masterton?
Because he died, right?
He died. He's the only on-ice fatality in NHL history.
Oh.
That's why he got his number retired. Neil Broughton,
for sure, though. But Neil Broughton checks out.
Neil Broughton, all-time stars great before Madonna.
Yeah.
Masterton, I understand that one. I don't agree with it.
Are you sure?
What?
I mean, you understand it. Okay.
I just said I don't agree with it. Yes.
Yeah.
Bobby Phil's got his number retired by Charlotte because he died in a street race.
Like if I shoot Blake with a gun right now.
Right. We retire that headset.
Do we have to mention him in the open every day?
So, Masterton was a North Star? So that made the trip down?
Well, a lot of them did.
Yeah, Neil Broughton.
Neil Broughton was...
He never played for Dallas Stars.
1 year maybe?
Did he?
Should they be in the Dallas Arena?
Did he?
I think so. Told you I was a Stars fan.
Well, no,
It's
most teams' history travels with them.
Yeah.
Johnny Unitas is probably a Colts, right? An Indianapolis Colts retired number or Ring of Honor or whatever.
Well, there was your reason for
Who was the
not putting
third
him
guy?
on.
Do you have that list? Because I took a picture
but
of it.
Annoyed me.
There is a third guy that I'm like, I don't know who that is either. It is Goldsworthy. Number 8. Goldsworthy of the Dallas Stars. And they say there's no way to find out. So I think that'll remain a mystery. But, yeah.
Old Bill Goldsworthy.
What did he do? Was he just, like, good?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's anything that impressive, other than playing a butt ton of games.
He wasn't just a good, scrappy white guy like Brad Davis.
No, I mean, he was on the team for a decade.
I guess hockey has too many Brad Davises.
Right. If you start picking off the hockey Brad Davises, there's going to be no jerseys up there.
Yeah. Anyway, great time.
There's a world where you kind of look like this guy.
That's kind of offensive, but I will. 2 balding men. I once tried to grow my hair out. It looks like he really
stuck with it.
Yeah, he did not want to go for it. So, anyway, great night. Thanks for inviting me. It was really fun.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for turning him down because I know I didn't get the first invite.
Yeah,
that's the way it goes.
Kid birthday party.
I can't wait for tonight, man.
But I'll tell you what. If you want me to go to a game with you, number 1, if you tell me it's a suite, I'm in. Number 2, if you say it's Saturday afternoon, I'm quadruple in.
Yeah, what are we home by 6:30 or something?
Oh, 6, I bet.
Around there.
Yeah.
And then we did have Jake did have to do babysitting that night because if he's going to party during the day, wife gets to party at night.
Yeah.
But that also, got me out of any other obligations. If hey, you want to go hang out?
We were getting invites from other people.
Okay.
I want to.
But Jake,
this guy and his kids, like I love the fact that.
That's why you rode with him.
That's the reason I'm friends with him. Because now my kids are too old to use this excuse anymore.
Sure.
So I now have my surrogate kids who I'm teaching to swear. All right. Shall we break?
Sure.
The Dumb Zone.
Tim Hardaway, last question before we let you go. How do you deal with a gay teammate?
First of all, I wouldn't want him on my team. And second of all, if he was on my team, I would, really distance myself from him because I don't think that's right. And, I don't think that, he should be in a locker room while we're in a locker room. And it's just a whole lot of other things. So I wouldn't even be a part of that. But, it's stuff like that going on, and there's a lot other people I hear like that's still in the closet and don't want to come out the closet. But, I just leave that alone.
You know that what you're saying there, though, Timmy, is flatly homophobic, right? It's just it's bigotry.
Well, I hate gay people, so I let it be known. I don't like gay people. I don't like to be around gay people. I don't, I'm homophobic. I don't like it. It shouldn't be in the world for that or in the United States for it. So yeah, I don't like it.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
The mechanics of investing are actually easy, but it comes down to mindset. Great investors are open-minded and understand things before other people. So I know this might feel polarizing, but I encourage you to keep an open mind right now. I see Bitcoin as a very misunderstood asset class.
No puppet.
The more I thought about that guy over the past couple days, the more I started to feel bad for him.
Boy, he's selling lots of bracelets, man.
You're probably right. You're probably right about that, but
And he probably got paid pretty well to do that.
I don't know about. What do you think?
I don't know how that works.
I bet that's.
He had to get paid to do that.
I bet not.
I wonder. Why don't you book him?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Don't you have to book the car sales guy anyways?
I got to book a lot of people.
Oh, that's right. Is that Louisiana?
Yeah.
Got a lot of feedback on that, too.
That's all Blake and I were texting about this weekend.
That guy's great. All right, so what do you want to do? You want to do Beef Monday?
I want to play this video real quick.
Oh, you got a video? What video? Are we playing it on our video, or you're just playing something so you can look at it?
Y'all want to know who I date, who I go with?
Nope, but I think you think you're black. Hey, we got a 25 SST Ram truck. Come holla.
We should book that guy.
Y'all want to know who I date? No, but I think you think you're black. Yeah, so last week I made some statements that I clearly need to walk back, which is the idea that this entire rap beef situation would not get somebody physically harmed.
Oh.
Well, there have now been 3 police-involved incidents at the home of one Aubrey Drake Graham. And he has not ever been shy about putting out there where he lives, like going so far as to even film like a music video inside of his home. And he calls it the Embassy. And he puts the address out there. Which I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I mean, I suppose if you have proper security, then you're going to be fine until those security get hunted down.
Did that happen?
That has been happening.
Is this by, like, fans of Kendrick Lamar, or just...
I guess so. You know, I don't think it's any sort of, like... I guess that's what I meant, is that, like, whenever we had the East Coast, West Coast thing in the 90s...
It would be their crews, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it was a direct deployment of somebody's people. And I don't think that's what's happening here. But they've had 3 intruders attempt to get into the inside of his home.
Yeah, because now you get people with a hammer trying to get Nancy Pelosi's husband or whatever. Yeah, you get your people all worked up on the Soch.
Exactly.
And that's what's going on here.
And so, like, in a matter of 1 week, there have been 3.
Hey, so you say, when you talk about Drake...
One of the security guards got shot, by the way. I just want to make sure we're clear that there was at least one person who also got shot.
Okay. Well, that's good then, right? I mean, you wanted an old-fashioned rap beef. Here we go.
Yeah.
When you say some stuff about Drake, and it was well-known, you know, he's a well-known this or that, did Atlanta do like a spoof on him? Do you remember when they had like a party at some rich rapper's house? And I should probably have more info before I bring this to the table. I can't help you. I'll follow up on this tomorrow.
Yeah, and
write that down, Blake.
I haven't seen the 3rd season.
Make me follow up. Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just spoiled the whole season for you.
So, anyways, it definitely picked up over the last handful of days.
Okay.
And probably the one that really, really, really cut is this song called Not Like Us. And I'm praying this is clean. I did not edit it myself, but what does it really matter anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
he put it out. It's on Spotify, right?
And I think the thing about this song,
or Apple Music.
The thing about this song is this is a very West Coast sounding song. Now I know that like doesn't really mean a whole lot to you, but this feels like the first one that Kendrick has put out. It sounds like, you know, an old school like Dre Warren G, like it's a West Coast song, and I feel like that's an intentional thing of being like, you are not one of us. You live in LA, but you're not one of us.
Okay.
Because Drake has like this mansion in LA.
And what's it called again?
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us. Okay.
Yeah. Psst. Oh, so also in Kendrick's previous song, he notably confused Joel Osteen with Haley Joel Osment.
Oh, really? Joel Osteen is like a
televangelist in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Big time megachurch pastor. Haley Joel Osment got AIDS on Walker.
Yeah. He sees dead people.
So this is a nod to that, the intro.
Psst, I see dead people.
So wait, he did it wrong on or he did it. Drake didn't do it wrong.
No, Kendrick did it wrong. Now,
but
I want to give him...
But he's being self-deprecating, saying, hey.
Because I'm such a homer, I want to give him the 0.01% benefit of the doubt that he actually just said, Haley Joel Osteen, I see dead people, because it made sense to him. Probably he just fucked it up.
Okay.
So now he's being self-deprecating by bringing it up at the start of this song, because everybody heard like this 6.5 minute song he did, and they're like, this is great, but...
Okay, no, I like the explanation, because I heard that and didn't understand why.
Psst, I see dead people. Hey, Mustard on the beat.
So that's just DJ Mustard, the guy who produced the song. That's like the one line here that means nothing.
Okay. Hey, Mustard on the beat. Debo, any rap. He a freak throw, man down. Call her Amber Lambs. Tell him free, bro. Nella to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni? Trying to see Compton. The industry can hate me. For Marlon, they mama. How many?
So there's a part about that too, and I think we touched on this a little bit last week. Drake being a pop star, he's like an industry darling. Kendrick doesn't really like to play along. He's a weirdo.
Okay.
Probably very difficult for the people who run the record companies. Drake.
Industry darling.
Exactly.
Okay. Can hate me for Marlon, they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton.
All right, so John Stockton. That is a Karl Malone reference, because a huge portion of what Kendrick is angling for here is the idea that Drake is a pedophile.
Okay.
That he hits on Millie Bobby Brown, or that he hits on Billie Eilish, or that he's doing whatever it was that Diddy was doing also.
So this is what people say anyway.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. He's just now saying it.
Yeah, and so the John Stockton reference is like, I'm John Stockton, meaning you are...
Okay.
And they've been pictured together, and since Drake has deleted the picture from his Instagram.
With Millie Bobby Brown?
With Karl Malone.
With Karl Malone, that's right.
Oh.
Karl Malone did post, or Drake did post a picture with Karl Malone, and everyone was like, how did you not understand this?
I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some on him. Pull on him, extort, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him.
I mean, that's all pretty. You don't need much dissect explanation.
Yeah.
Don't go to cell block 1 if you're in love with him. Hide your sister from him.
Yeah.
You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs.
Chubbs is Drake's bodyguard, who has also been rumored to be a
pedophile. So he gets
a fan of the young. He
gets your hand-me-downs. Yeah.
The only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around?
Another member of Drake's crew, who apparently is facing some allegations. Why is he around?
Hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles.
Well, that's pretty out there.
I mean,
certified pedophiles, I think. What's he mean by that?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's dig into this.
Certified pedophiles. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
That's brilliant.
He's singing in A minor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But also A minor.
Of
That's
course.
Just,
no, there's a lot going on.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Trying to strike a chord. It's probably A minor. And then switch your vocal intonation to A minor.
So this is the latest?
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know that you're gonna get anything back after this. And here I'll
Wait, who was the first again?
Well, you'd have to go back like a really long time. I was thinking about this the other day. I actually saw the first time I saw Kendrick Lamar live. He was opening for Drake. This was probably 2011. It was at UTA. And Drake was already like a huge deal, pop star. And Kendrick was, a lesser known. And I think he might have had 12 to 15 minutes. But I was only there to see him because I was obsessed with him already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they haven't had some sort of backstory together from a positive standpoint. But I do think it's that, over the last however many years, 5 to 10 years, people have just been like, man, Drake is a phony. And, he does fake accents. Like I was telling you the other day, it's not that people are like, oh, they don't call him white boy because he's mixed. They call him white boy because he acts white.
Okay.
And I realize that's a weird thing for me to say. But he doesn't ever, speak up about cultural issues, or he doesn't ever speak up about, racial issues, whereas, Kendrick lives on that. Whereas
BLM
stuff, or,
Drake was not a part of.
Nah, I mean, he might do, the...
If it would sell
performative
sell
fist raise or
yeah.
something, but Kendrick is out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a big part of it, too, is that people just look at him as kind of, a culture vulture,
mm-hmm.
and that he just, will pick up on whatever thing that is cool with, youth black culture at that moment, and then that's what he makes his thing commercially. So if you ask me, how did it start, I would say the seeds of it are basically everyone has been thinking this about this person for
But I mean, who put out the first song?
The first song was Kendrick on a Future record.
Okay, so that's what. Yeah, we were talking about that last week.
Yes, but it was
because my advice
goes
would have been
back from way before that.
Don't do a response.
Right. Don't apologize.
Don't respond. You're on top of the world. You have $1 billion.
I'm doing the don't apologize for something you said during a broadcast thing, and then everybody just moves on.
Yeah.
Like you always say, yeah.
But like we said, Drake had won a couple of these before, so he was feeling pretty good about himself.
Okay.
But he picked the wrong giant to go against.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was just, an impenetrable force.
Let me see if I can...
Who will go at you
cue this up
as hard
too,
as he
because, a day before that, he put one out called Meet the Grams. Kendrick did.
Dead beat that should never say.
Okay. Yeah.
Behavior, sitting in the club with sugar daddies for validation. You need to know that love is eternity and trumps all pain. I tell you who your father is, just play this song when it rains. Yes, he's a hit maker, songwriter, superstar.
This is his verse to Drake's Child.
Okay.
Which Drake did not acknowledge until somebody made him in another song, Pusha T.
Hope later. I never want to hear you chasing man, cause it's felt behavior. Sitting in the club with sugar daddies for validation. You need to know that love is eternity and trumps all pain. I tell you who your father is, just play this song when it rains. Yes, he's a hit maker, songwriter, superstar, right? And a dead beat that should never say more life. Meet the Grams.
Just calling him a deadbeat.
What's the Grams?
That's
his last name.
His last name.
Oh.
So now we got our last one here is to Aubrey Drake.
Never say more life. Meet the Grams. Dear Aubrey, I know you probably thinking I wanted to crash a party, but truthfully I don't have a hating bone in my body. It's supposed to be a good exhibition within the game, but you messed up the moment you called out my family's name. Why you had to stoop so low to discredit some decent people? Guess integrity is lost when the metaphors doesn't reach you. And I like to understand, cause your house was never a home. 37, but you showing up as a 7-year-old. You got gambling problems, drinking problems, spending problems, bad with money, house, soliciting women problems. Therapy's a lovely start.
I mean, he just basically is like I said the other day, like, you're a drunk. You gamble too much. You're soliciting escorts.
So in Drake's response to him, he called out Kendrick's family or something?
Yeah, he just was like, hey, I think I heard you beat your wife.
Okay.
And I don't even know if that's, like, true.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have said that they actually lied and told Drake's camp that for money. But
you showing up as a 7-year-old. You got gambling problems, drinking problems, spending problems, bad with money, house, soliciting women problems. Therapy's a lovely start, but I suggest some ayahuasca. Strip the ego from the bottom. I try to...
It's a suggestion. Ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Empathize with you, cause I know that you ain't been through nothing. Crave entitlement, but wanna be like so bad that it's puzzling. No dominance. Let's recap moments when you didn't fit in. No secret handshakes with your friend. No culture cachet to binge. Just disrespecting your mother. Identities on the fence. Don't know which family will love you. The skin that you living in is compromised in personas. Can't channel your masculine even when standing next to a woman. You a body shamer. You go hide them baby mamas, ain't you? You embarrassed of them. That's not right. That ain't how mama raised us. Take that mask off. I wanna see what's under them achievements. Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Cause you lied about religious views. You lied about your surgery. You lied about your accent and your past tense. All is perjury. You lied about your ghostwriters. You lied about your crew members. They all... You lied on them. I know they all got you in them. You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied about the only artist that can offer you some help. A rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
Damn.
That's about
it. Like, hey, you brought up one thing for me.
Here's 25 for you. Yeah. Yeah, you lied about your son, you lied about your daughter, you lied about your religious... right? Probably. It's probably great for both their sales.
You think, Drake?
Kendrick is not doing this to make money. Like we had
No,
mentioned,
I don't think so either.
He released these on Twitter. He does not... This is not a money-making mission.
Oh, it's not like you got to go to Spotify.
Oh, no.
You can.
He does
a couple days later, but I mean, they don't come out there first.
He doesn't operate like that.
He's
a different creature.
Real crazy.
That's someone you don't want to mess with.
Exactly. Somebody's like, hey, I've heard a rumor that you might have slapped your wife. And he's like, yeah, you're a gambling degenerate who's hiding a son, hiding a wife.
Oh, by the way, pedophile.
Yeah, you're also, I think your entire
Let's
team.
Go do a whole song about that now.
Your entire team is probably going to be raided by the government because you're a pedophile. It's just, I don't know. It's a very interesting study in just how different types of humans react to different types of situations.
And he's delivering this in a good song with rhymes. I mean...
And, like, I don't like Drake's music, but Drake's responses were good. It was just that you would listen to him and you'd be like, oh, okay, I wonder what's next. And then you would listen to the Kendrick one and you're like, holy shit. Like, I need to break.
Sit down.
Like, this is not okay.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
See, that's good, clean family fun right there.
There it is. That's right. From a comedy podcast.
Yes. Let's do a quick bout of this, and then we'll do the news.
Bum, bum, bum.
Hey, everybody. It's time to answer some of today's viewer mail.
Just because I do have... I'll do the bulk of viewer mail tomorrow, but I have one non-birthday that I have to read you guys today. Subject line, to Dan McDowell of the Dumb Zone.
Sounds fake.
Dear Dan, thank you for your request to attend the Arlington press conference on May 16th about the upcoming Paul versus Tyson fight card on July 20th in Texas. We are sorry to say that after reviewing the media applications for this event and the available facilities for journalists, we are unable to accommodate your request. I will not be able to provide you with a credential.
Yeah. I thought about this morning whenever we were doing a Business Monday call, and somebody who probably has like stocks had to say the name of our show.
Yeah, somebody was. The reason we were on this call is because somebody else that we know was pitching us, like, "Hey, I think they'd be able to draw some people out. They're going to open up an apartment complex in Salina. And you want to come do a remote, maybe a live show, something." And so, yeah, we had the guy on that kind of knew who we were, but then he had to pitch us to his higher ups. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Yeah, well, these are the. They had." Radio show in Dallas for many years. I've been listening to them forever. They're really good. It's
right. We're still humming.
Now they're doing a podcast. It's called
Dan and Jake.
The Dumb Zone. Yeah. And then you could audibly gasps and like these are big money people that
Dan and I were not in the same room, and I could feel both of us just sink.
Like they want to invest.
Gosh dang it.
Anyway, they say, okay, so we can't give you a credential.
Right.
But,
however, the event is open to the public first come, first served basis at Texas Live. Or you could watch us on our YouTube channel or Netflix's YouTube.
It's literally just saying we're not going to issue a restraining order.
Right. You're allowed to go see us and go to
like
go
so
to
we're
a
allowed
bar.
to do what everyone does?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm allowed to watch it on YouTube.
It's not geo-fenced?
Oh, okay. Cool, yeah. That
sucks.
Yeah.
But we will be doing the live stream on our YouTube page. And I'll tell you what, although I can't invite all the listeners to the den, we will invite a few.
Are you going to permit them to watch?
I will permit everyone to go there, or even Twitch.
Wow.
If you want to be a
multiple
loser.
Options.
If it makes you feel better, I don't think it was going to start until 7 p.m., so it would have been a late night for you.
Yeah, we both would have been tuckered out.
Yeah. That's why we're not changing our name, so we can keep getting shut out of these things.
That's right.
So Friday after I got home, I saw this email from Brent Crable.
Crabes.
Who said, "I'm writing you from Columbia, so this is a Friday birthday. Birthday shout out to Brian Jameson. It is his Lyndon B. Johnson birthday. So he's 635 years old. That's what I take out of that.
Yep.
Brian was the guy at the show from my place who had a vasectomy and did a 2-hour power hour.
Yeah, and I think, didn't that guy do that like the day before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His leaders are Jake's Vape and World Trade Center Building 7.
Where's that vape? It's over there somewhere.
Dear Uncle Hotmail, May 11th is my son Knox Higginbotham's Brooke Jacoby birthday.
What are we doing?
Who is that?
The baseball player?
Brooke Jacoby was the third baseman on the Cleveland Indians when I was a young fan. And I believe he might have made the cover of Sports Illustrated one year when Joe Carter, Brooke Jacoby, and Pat Tabler all had 30 home runs the year before.
Unstoppable.
And back in those days, you didn't have 3 guys with over 30 home runs in the same lineup.
So, I mean, World Series, here we come.
They were picked by Sports Illustrated to win the World Series that year. I believe they finished 6th in the American League East.
Yeah, and 1 year after that,
I think there were 7
Brooke
teams.
Jacoby was playing for something called the Chinuchi Dragons.
Damn.
In Japan.
Anyway, he says, anyway, that's from Tim. So Knox, happy birthday to Knox, to whatever age Brooke Jacoby's number was. And shout out for my son's birthday. His name is Matthew. He finished his freshman year at Baylor. He's a great kid. It's his Barry Sanders birthday.
Okay.
More Dan, less Blake, always more Jake.
Hell yeah.
Here's a picture, an old picture of Jake and I at a Alamo Drafthouse viewing from Matt Gaiman. Could be Gaiman.
I'm not sure which is better.
Owner Wolverine Cycle Logistics. That sounds kind of badass.
What it sounds like to me is like the manatees from South Park just fetched 3 balls and moved them to the other side of the Wolverine Cycle Logistics.
So like I said, I have a lot more good stuff. But we will get to that tomorrow because we must move on.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
Do you guys remember a few years ago when we had that situation where nobody knew what color the dress was on the internet?
Yeah.
That was a pretty annoying time.
Every now and again, stuff pops up like this. Laurel.
Yanni.
Yanni or Laurel. It was blue or green, right?
It was blue or gold. I'm trying to pull the story back up here, but yeah, it was like and I don't understand stuff like this. I mean,
was that during the Trump era or pre-Trump? Like, was it a simpler time? And then everybody started screaming about Trump and stuff? Oh, okay. Or was it just a fun thing to do?
This is 2015, so...
Okay. It was a simpler time.
It might have been a simpler time. Well, the person who posted that photo strangled their wife.
Till death? Because
Kemp spin.
You can do a little choking, and it just sounds like a fun weekend to me.
I don't think it was to death.
All right. But it wasn't during passion.
No, it wasn't. Okay, yeah, it's attempted murder. So he didn't finish the job, as it were. But 38-year-old man pled guilty late last week to attacking his wife in their home. He's from Scotland. Now, here's the backstory. The wife defied her husband's request not to attend a job interview on the mainland. He is said to have texted her saying, "Someone is going to die." So she wanted to, like, they live on an island outside of Scotland. She wanted to go to an interview, job interview, and he's like, "No way." Which I don't understand, because I thought pretty much everybody wants their wife to maybe contribute a little bit.
Or get out of the house.
Yeah.
There are some old school guys, though, right?
They
no
want,
wife
like,
of mine.
ownership.
Trad. You want a trad wife? No wife of mine will ever work.
Yeah, why don't you stop knowing the term trad?
Why?
Where'd you learn this?
Don't you think it's awesome?
Where'd you learn this?
Internet.
No. Tell me
No?
more. Okay, maybe internet, but I want more on why you know the term trad wife.
There's articles about trad wives, and
The Brunigs taught you this, didn't they?
the Brunigs certainly talk about trad wives.
Well, apparently that's what he wanted.
Don't you think I need to know things?
Yeah, but I'm always very interested in the genesis of it.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, but I mean, I have, Twitter stuff. Things are out there.
Okay.
You can still have Kendrick.
I'm saying this was on the Today Show. Seems like maybe Dan heard it from his wife.
Trad wife?
Trad wife has been on the Today Show?
I'm just guessing.
I don't know that I've ever seen that on there.
That would be a little bit outside of there. It basically just means, like, your wife is going to be as traditional as possible. They're not going to work. They're not going to look at another man.
Yeah. The fake traditional that we think that 50s TV taught us that this is actually real.
But
it actually wasn't.
Aggressively about it. Whereas, like, I feel like the women in the 50s were probably like, I'd prefer this not be the case.
Yeah. But to be submissive.
Right.
To, your husband is the leader of the home, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Sounds so good.
He can strangle me.
Yeah.
If I want a job.
Yeah. But yes, I've never understood that. Even because when I was younger, it was probably more prevalent that, the thought of no wife of mine will ever work. And I was like, what? Wait. Seems like that'd be great.
You have more money?
Yeah.
And you have something to do?
But I guess the thought, too, is because I need that house clean. I need that dinner on the table. I need, this thing ain't going to suck itself. All that kind
part
of stuff.
maybe, but I think it's less those other part. I think it's less those other parts and more, I need you to definitely need me.
Yeah, you're dependent upon me.
Right.
Full control over you. Yeah.
Lies with me alone. Yeah. So if you want a job, even though I know that we posted this viral photo together, I'm gonna strangle you.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny though, because like I would not know about this story at all had they not posted that photo. Like people strangle their spouses all the time.
Yeah, but now it's these people.
Yeah, but now it's
Cool.
the bluer.
They had a viral moment.
Yeah. For the 5th straight year,
What
Dan,
color did you think it was?
To me, it looks blue.
I feel like it was always blue. I never.
Blue.
I never even.
I didn't get the whole bit.
No.
My wife saw gold, and it actually frustrated me. Because how could you see gold? I didn't get it.
Yeah, that's what I was like starting to say. Like even with Yanni Laurel, it drove me insane.
Laurel. I think I always heard Laurel.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
For the 5th
Well,
straight...
you were right. Those were simpler times.
That was our whole discussion for
Yeah.
a day, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Water cooler was...
Now it's like all... Like,
then a couple boys want to storm the Capitol, and all of a sudden we got to...
now we're talking about Israel and...
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2 most popular names for boys and girls in America, both repeated, or should I say 5-peated. Liam and Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nephew, Liam.
Seen a lot of Liams.
Wonder how that became so
Hey,
prevalent.
hold on. Let's wonder why exactly you're seeing so many. I mean, like, is it your son's friends, or why are you seeing so many Liams?
Yesterday, I think we had 42 church dedications, and I bet we had 3 or 4 Liams.
Okay. They got a church out. He had a church trapdoor on me.
Yeah, that's a church force field. Now, what are you going
If
to
you'd
do?
have just taken what I said at face value and not asked questions, we'd be okay.
Tried to run the pedophile play.
Sure.
And he hit me with the church zone.
Nope.
Thwarted my attack.
Do you go to church if your wife is working? Do you go without her?
Yeah. In fact, that in a really, really bad way makes me go more because I need something to do with the kid. And so I'll go, he'll go to his little class, and I'll go hang out with my friends and meet up later.
With the chicks? Do you get all dressed up?
Yeah. I enjoy dressing up for church. Makes me feel good.
Do you go to church every week?
No.
Why did you go this Sunday?
Because my wife worked.
And you just needed something to do?
In a
You
way.
need some cookies.
Do
you get post-church cookies? That's what we used to get.
No, we'll go
Like
eat.
at the church?
Yeah, at the church. Down in the basement, they served cookies and stuff.
No, but church helped me.
Do you have something to tell us?
I've suppressed a lot of it. You don't want to dive too deep in there.
My wife only got...
I don't remember. I mean, I ate the cookie and then I woke up later.
Oh,
Did I put my underwear on backwards?
why am I so
guess I
sore?
did.
No, my wife only got flowers because we got them at church.
Nice.
Yeah. And he did a little drawing for her.
So she thought you got those things done. Whereas Jake's wife knew, oh, this is certainly from the school. It's like got the school logo on it.
No, she just took the flower and thought it was nice, and that's it. She didn't care where it came from. She knew it didn't come from me.
Okay,
I
because
think
you
that's
don't, you're not gift givers.
No.
You have to give her Valentine's stuff?
No.
I don't think I said this earlier, but that's one of the things that I didn't defend myself well when these attacks came at me yesterday. But my thought was, like 75% of the time, I feel like I'm an awesome gift giver. And 25% of the time, I don't do anything. And I'm learning it may be better to just be like a 100% of the time average gift giver.
Yeah, you set the bar too high.
Does that make sense?
It makes great sense.
Like I do a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I go above and beyond. But then occasionally I'm just like, you know what, I was busy or this happened or that happened. I didn't think it was a big deal
Had
this
to go to
time.
the game with Dan.
Had to go to the game with Dan.
I mean, it's the playoffs.
And, right.
Why would they put Mother's Day right in the NBA playoffs?
And so then it's like those are the times that get remembered. Not the...
Right. What about the
great
12 times? Yeah.
Anyways,
Remember how we did the engagement?
There's a bunch of kids named Liam, and Olivia. Olivia, I don't know. I don't know where that one comes from.
Where are we on the top? Give me some top fivers.
Let's pull
How's
it
Jake
up here.
doing?
Jake has had a tough.
Jacob.
Well, it was for a long time the most popular male name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Daniel's always like in the mix somewhere. I mean, top 50.
But what we've been doing though is trending.
Which it always will be.
You think?
Yeah, Bible.
Yeah. A lot of Noahs.
Yeah. Noah number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oliver, Elijah, James, William, Benjamin, Lucas, Henry, and Theodore.
Boy, James and William, huh? Test of time on those boys.
Yeah. Probably so. For the girls following Olivia.
Oliver, though.
No, I got a lot of Ollies.
That feels 1920. Where? In your kid's school?
There's one at my kid's school.
At least have one.
Really?
Oliver.
Yeah.
Yep. Ollie Pop.
What?
Nickname.
Okay.
Why do you know another kid's nickname?
Because my kid says it. Who'd you see at school? I saw Ollie Pop.
I went to buy a nothing bundt cake yesterday in my haste to try to erase all of my failures.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw.
How sad is that, too?
Oh,
they
it's
know
the
that you're
wor-
there
oh,
for that.
It's just awful.
Like,
yeah.
why not go to Kroger?
Yeah.
Oh, the employees?
Well, I did that too.
Yeah.
Like, they all know.
Yeah, they're laughing.
Why are you
They're
here at
sneering.
4:00?
Yeah.
It's bad enough if you're there, like, Saturday.
Yeah.
Let alone.
The day's half over. Yeah.
It's
not pretty.
Currently Mother's Day.
Not pretty.
They have nothing left.
2 of the meals of the day are done.
Right.
Already. And I ran into one of my daughter's classmates' mom.
Hey, now.
And she was like, "Hey,
I've seen this movie.
Are you Kristen's husband?" And that felt good to me. Because,
Until she realized you're there to buy a Mother's Day gift.
At
4 o'clock
she
on Mother's
probably-
Day.
But what was she there doing?
I think it was a birthday cake. So she had an excuse. But my point is just, running into somebody who doesn't say, like, I got to be honest with you, dude. You should have seen Dan and I at the game on Saturday. There's a lot of Dumb Zone fans out there. So to have somebody
We're
say,
the most
like,
popular girl in class.
to have somebody say, like, hey, I just thought of it because
Like she
it was
only
a it
knew
was a
you
name we just
through
used. Yeah.
your wife.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Well, a lot of people knew me
because of the Wong
because I was
thing.
with Jake.
Yeah. Jake's
They're like,
popular.
hey, Jake.
So this is a wild story. There's a
That
woman
wasn't
in
porn, was
So-
it?
No,
that feels
but-
like Luca's porn.
So you were happy that she
That's porn
noticed
music,
you
bro.
from being like a good dad at school, and you were currently buying the
I
cake
don't
for your wife at a bad time?
I don't even know that it was really good dad. I think it was more just that I was a dad.
I don't mind being known as good dad / bad husband.
If you had to pick.
Yeah. Right?
Good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm related to them.
Yeah.
I'm not related to her at all.
And they have more time left.
Yeah.
You could have some impact.
Well, yeah.
There's a woman in Justin, Texas.
You're not getting on any cover of a magazine for being a good husband.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if Justin has their own high. Well,
They
no,
have
there's
Northwest.
There's Justin Northwest, who beat Argyle out of the playoffs 2 years ago.
Blake, you can do this.
Jags.
Are they like the Texans?
I believe they're the Texans.
All right.
So this woman in Justin, her name is Samantha Cupp.
Wait.
She runs a place called the Milky Rose Boutique, and she makes jewelry out of breast milk.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have like a ton more info.
Yeah, how do you
She says all she needs is 1 ounce.
to make
I think it's like a little, she'll do like a little. You preserve the breast milk, then you make it into a powder. You mix it up with like a resin. Where to Stone place? They could probably.
He's stretching. He's gonna do some googling.
what?
Isn't that what that whole show is about?
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, his show.
Yeah, he's doing the. Let me pop my knuckles
Really?
and do some googling.
Samantha Cup, and also
Oh.
it's not her breast milk.
Oh.
So like you
Boy, I thought it was Amanda Cup. There's a really hot Amanda Cup on here.
Samantha, and it wouldn't matter.
I thought it was her breast milk.
No, you send her the breast milk.
Oh.
And then she makes like a ring out of it.
Let's see.
All right, we'll see if we get him back here in a moment, folks.
I think he might be interested in this story.
You might be.
All right, I'm having trouble. Is this one of them?
I think
a lot of hot girls named. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at. Oh, okay.
So what's the point here? Why are people buying this?
I think it's similar to what people do with like the placenta. Where people will.
They'll eat that.
Some people do, but like you can also just like make stuff out of it.
If you found out that you could add 10 years on your life by eating placenta once a week, would you do it?
Of course.
Yeah, me too.
It probably tastes exactly like a pork chop.
I might do it anyway, just in case it adds 10 years.
Weren't you telling
but how would you get that?
Weren't you telling me you would do it if it took 10 years off?
Yeah. How would you get it, though?
Oh, I can get you a placenta. What was that?
That was me trying to hold my laugh back.
I wonder how much. How much could ladies sell that for?
Oh. Yeah, here he goes back to Google, folks.
Buy placenta.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy like pills. But I think like the point of it, or at least part of the point of it, is to eat your own. Right?
Yeah, this is all like beef. Okay, this says like grass-fed beef.
This is
placenta.
Like beyond placenta.
Yeah. No, I want. Wait, from human.
Impossible placenta.
Human. Like you've always said, if you can think of it, you can get it online.
Sure.
All right. Ooh, $240 for a frozen placenta.
So, anyways, if you're in DFW, you can drop off your breast milk, and she uses a powder to preserve the milk and dehydrate it, and then they.
Well, and here's the deal.
Can put it in a little ring for you.
Okay.
Like
what she does when you drive all that way, or you.
She just squirts a little bit of. Like
she throws it away and she
Borden.
puts in like the whatever powder she already has.
Or
She's not like
evaporated.
actually going through all that effort.
You're probably right.
And she makes a video of her doing it once. And she'll send that to you and be like, here's the process. And you never kind of look at it.
Right.
She's genius.
Samantha is a mother of two and an advocate for breastfeeding mamas. While breastfeeding her littles, she fell in love with the idea of having keepsake of her breastfeeding and journey, and thus the Milky Rose Boutique was born.
It's really weird. Because
so she was doing that and thought, boy, I'd love to savor this moment forever.
Because in my experience,
there's a wife with a
most
money-making
women are
thing,
like,
though.
I hate this. That is true.
Yeah. It hurts.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Blah, blah, blah.
You
We
just
get
want to
it.
forget about it.
Oh. All jewelry can be made with breast milk or cremated ashes.
Not where I thought he was headed.
So,
but I've heard of that before. Like people have like a
I got
locket.
grandma here on my ring finger.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Do you want that?
I would not, but I thought you were going to say semen.
Well, don't ruin next year's surprise from the Milky Rose Boutique.
Yeah, I wonder if she would do that for us.
There's your 1:30 news.
We should call her and ask her. Book her, Blake.
The
Well, the guest list is
Dumb
growing.
Zone
Yeah.
News. Like and subscribe.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
What? What do you have going on over there?
Hey, babe, I just got you this ring with my semen in it. I hope you like it.
Smells terrible and
sticky. Now you can always have it around your neck.
the worst gift ever. God, that's gross, Blake.
Yeah, it has to be in the form of a pearl necklace, right? It has to be
right.
A locket on that.
Right.
Just for the theme.
Or like an eyebrow ring.
An eyebrow ring. A hair tie.
Yeah.
In the back of the hair, it'll hold that ponytail in place.
It's the dirtiest show we've done.
From probably the nicest place we've ever been.
It's true. It is true. It's a very nice place.
How about on the business call when the HR person jumped in? Like, hey, we just want to make sure, like, what, like.
Yeah.
I just learned about you this morning, and I listened to one part of one episode. Like,
oh no,
and I'm still on board, but like, just want to make sure you wouldn't be saying anything that would be blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, no,
it's totally cool.
It'd be great.
I think I tried to weasel us out of it with everything offensive we say. We're just joking about offensive things that other people would say.
Doing a parody of.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't talk about breast milk, a free vial of breast milk with every apartment sold.
Yeah, we haven't even got there yet. You're already trying to
ruin it. We're not good at business.
Might not.
So on this day in 1917, 3 shepherd children reported seeing a vision of the Virgin Mary in Portugal. These particular children would go on to say, like, 5 more times. So this was the first of 6 such apparitions that these children claimed to have witnessed. So I would be thinking, these kids, wild imagination.
Yeah.
Well, on this day in 2017, so 100 years later, Pope Francis, during a mass in Portugal, added 2 shepherd children to the roster of Catholic saints honoring Francisco and Jacinta Marto, who reported visions of the Virgin Mary 100 years earlier. So they ended up getting sainthood for lying.
What happened to the 3rd kid?
I don't know. You're like, yeah, you're right. It says 3 shepherd children, and then he did it for 2.
Something happened.
Maybe it was like it was a boy and a girl. So I thought we were just leaving the girl out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do that.
Maybe like a Pete Rose type situation where he ran afoul of the
Yeah. Juiced up the... On this day in 1973, in tennis's first Battle of the Sexes, Bobby Riggs faced Margaret Court.
Not the one that I grew up knowing about.
Billie Jean King is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So before the Billie Jean King thing, he defeated Margaret Court handily, 6-2, 6-1 in California.
That's like being named Pitman.
Margaret Court, yeah. Although, do you know the Kemp spin on her?
Can't say that I do.
This reared its head as Martina Navratilova gained prominence, but Margaret Court, not on board with the gay. Quite against the gay.
Now that you say that, I do.
Like, not just like, I don't know about it. It's
kind
like,
of a Tim Hardaway type.
Very Tim Hardaway. Like, if you ask Margaret Court, she'd be like, look, I don't like them.
Yeah.
What are they doing there? What the hole is this?
What the hole?
What the hole, yeah. On this day in 1981, Pope John Paul II was shot and seriously wounded by a Kendrick Lamar fan. On this day in 2005, Tiger missed the cut at the Byron Nelson Championship.
I recall this.
That ends his record 142 consecutive cuts made over 7 years on the PGA Tour.
I remember at the time it felt like he didn't care.
Really? I don't recall.
Just like the idea that the Byron was like kind of
he didn't care about the Byron Nelson
tournament. It's like, whatever, if I'm going to miss one,
and he always
not up for it. He would only play that.
He didn't say it, but people would say, you know what? When Byron Nelson dies, he'll stop playing the Byron Nelson tournament. Yeah. And guess what? They were right. He was only playing it to honor Byron Nelson. And on this day in 2019, actress Felicity Huffman pleaded guilty in the college admissions bribery scheme, admitted paying a consultant $15,000 to have someone correct her older daughter's answer on the SAT. She ended up serving 12 days in prison.
Yeah, that was a wild story. Do you recall the name of the FBI operation? I'm a big connoisseur of FBI operation names.
No.
It was called Varsity Blues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked that
Yeah.
quite a bit. Because some guy was like calling his buddy at night. He's like, I got it.
Yeah, I pitched it. I had to pitch him a couple other crappy ones first.
Of course, yeah.
They went with that. She served 12 days.
Punt return or something.
She had a 2-week prison sentence, but apparently got good behavior for 2 days. Who is the lady that's the other college scandal thing? We're saying her daughter was like an athlete.
I recall what you're talking about, but I don't recall the...
Full House? No.
Yeah. It was USC. And
Is it Lori Loughlin?
Lori Loughlin.
Yes.
Good call.
Okay. I just recently saw her, and I still couldn't remember her name. She's in this final season of Curb, and
they joke about it
the whole way through. Like she has a really good parking spot, and she's with Larry, and he's like, and she's like, oh, got a. She had a handicap tag.
Fantastic.
And he's like, how'd you get this? Oh, like
That's
she
awesome.
just she kept doing stuff like that. Like they were going to go golfing together, and they weren't allowed to use a cart. But then because of her handicap thing, she could use a cart and take it right up to the green.
I think she got her daughter like on the rowing team.
Yeah.
Right? Like without ever doing any rowing.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of famous birthdays today. Daryl Sador, former star, 52. Bobby Valentine is 74. You know who that is, Blake?
Yeah, he wore the fake mustache after he got ejected from a game.
Nice.
Mets.
Mark that, Beth. Former Ranger manager, too.
Yes.
Tyrann Mathieu.
Honey Badger.
Is 32. Dennis Rodman is 63.
Mino.
Don't forget, he was a Mav when you're doing...
Putting names on the court?
The grid.
Yeah. No.
Whatever you call that. Immaculate grid. Mike Bibby is 46.
Friend of yours.
Mike Bibby looked like mini-me, but he was 6 foot tall. If you look at his face.
There's something to this, yeah.
He played for the Sacramento Kings, and he was, I don't know if he was heavily tattooed, but in the early 2000s, the tattoo was not as prevalent in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he was in a book of tattoos. Like it was a book of different people that had different tattoos, and then it would just have the meaning behind it and all that kind of stuff. So Bob had this book, and we went to the locker room. Well, Bob gave me the assignment, and I just did it because Bob isn't going to go walk up to Mike Bibby. So I walked up to Mike Bibby after like a Kings game. It was in Sacramento during the playoffs. And I said, hey, I just wanted to talk to him, and my in is I got this book. You could talk to me about your tattoos. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then he started talking about it and stuff. And then he's looking at the book. He goes, can I have this? And so I froze, and I stammered, and I go, yeah. And then I left.
But I'm the jerk for not getting our playoff shirts.
So, yes, the retrospect on that is I could ask him for a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
A jersey.
Trade.
A towel. Just whatever.
Per diem.
And he's Mike Bibby. He makes $1 million, whatever, back then. Not as much now as now, but still. And they just get free gear all the time. I could, hey, give me a sweatshirt. Just anything. Yeah, what can you trade me for?
Yeah.
See, this is where you got to make mistakes to then get it right.
Sure.
And never again in my career have I ever been interviewing somebody and they asked for what I had. Because the only thing I would do is the bit of, hey, dude, can you hold my dip cup? And no one's ever asked me if they could have that.
You know, some years later, and that was a great story, by the way.
Hey, thanks, guys. I mean, you.
I tried something similar on a Dallas Stars trip. When Bob was like, hey, this is a cool idea. You know, you go up and ask guys about their tattoos. And I don't know if it's just because I just look like a dickhead, but they were not feeling it. Like every player I asked, they were like, I don't know, I just got it. I'm like, is there a backstory? Is it? And like Tyler was like, it's Toronto. And I'm like, okay, well,
I wonder if that's
just you sort of.
I wonder if it's different generations because now they have so many. It's like they do just get one because they just kind of felt like it. Whereas back then it might have been like, I got 3 tattoos. They all mean something.
Yeah, my mom died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you were a hot female, I bet they'd answer you.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I had very little luck with that bit.
You did exude like, I'm a kick-ass dude kind of guy.
I got tattoos too.
Yeah, bro.
You want to see my tree?
You know, young Jake.
Yeah.
High T. Ready to fuck someone up. Barry Zito is 46.
Moneyball.
PK Subban, 36.
TV.
Harvey Keitel, 85. Stephen Colbert, 60.
He's had a really weird life. Look into it.
Colbert?
Yeah.
I've never watched his the CBS show.
It's not good. But
I used to like him on the Daily Show.
Yeah,
Colbert
for sure.
Report, yeah.
And I thought, but I'm pretty sure, like his whole family died in a plane crash.
Was he the sole survivor?
That's why I'm looking.
Book him.
Jeez.
Stevie Wonder is 74.
Can see.
Okay, tell me about this. Morgan Wallen is 31.
What do you want to know? How many things? The first time we became familiar with him was he was caught on a Ring doorbell camera using the N-word.
Yeah.
And he was set to perform on SNL sometime in the next week or two. They took him off there. They put him back on a few months later, and I believe in the interim, his record sales skyrocketed.
Right.
Most recently, he was at a bar in downtown, I want to say Nashville, but
okay, because this is all
Memphis.
I knew that stuff, but now you got more.
Yeah, he threw from the 6th floor of a building. He threw a chair, and I don't think it was like a folding chair. He threw a chair off of a bar rooftop, narrowly missing 2 police officers.
Okay, you did tell us this
and
a couple of months
that
ago.
chair was the size of which, if it would have hit one of them in the head, possibly would have killed them. And he hasn't sold a record since. His popularity cratered.
And his SNL thing. Did you just say that? I heard the chair thing. I didn't know about the making out with girls thing.
Okay.
Now that's a new one.
Now he's got a new one.
What did you say? Go ahead.
He was supposed to be on SNL in 2020.
That's not. He got taken off of SNL because of the N-word thing.
Okay.
But yes, there is video of him.
He had an appearance delayed because during COVID he was in an Alabama bar making out with girls.
It might have been like a sorority house or something.
Like a couple days before SNL when people are supposed to be distancing.
He may be right, but I feel like he was already
Yeah.
in trouble.
Okay.
I hope I escaped.
That's safe.
But he did mention the N-word and then followed that up with SNL, but didn't say it was because of the bar.
Okay.
It's true.
All right.
It's true.
But yes, I have written down here, canceled for the N-word, album sales soared afterwards.
This is all true.
Because I love the cancel, everybody complaining about cancel culture that really ends up helping their business.
Yeah. Is it any terms you'd like to use, or we could use a bump?
We could use a bump. I'll work on that.
Okay. If there's anything.
Could use some subs.
Yeah.
Pusha T.
The great Terrence Thornton.
47.
Kind of the guy who started a lot of this.
A lot of what?
The Drake Kendrick thing.
Oh.
He's the one who made him acknowledge that he has a son.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Darius Rucker, 58.
Man, he got popped for weed and mushrooms recently. That's such a lame thing to get arrested for.
In 2024?
Yeah. Legal in half the country.
Lena Dunham is 38.
Can't stand her.
Who can? Is anybody I'm a big fan?
I think TC's a big fan.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Robert Pattinson is 38.
Vampire.
And Jennifer McDaniel is 50.
Don't know it.
The ex-wife of Hulk Hogan.
Wow. That's not it was going the other way, but still interesting.
Now, was the Grease Man having sex with?
It's not the Grease Man. It was Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, but
had sex with Hulk Hogan.
That's right.
And Bubba watched.
Does he have a sex bandana?
Yeah, I think so.
I have a piece of audio I forgot to dump into the page here.
Because he has court bandana.
He has court bandana, God bandana.
Mm-hmm. Born on this Day Now Dead, B. Arthur. Jeff Ross once told a B. Arthur joke.
Sandra Bernhard, holy sh**. I wouldn't Sandra Bernhard with B. Arthur's dick.
And B. Arthur was in the crowd.
That's a very good joke and a very interesting piece of audio because clearly it was played at some point on your popular radio program and some words were beeped and some weren't.
No, I found that today
okay.
Online. It was already like that.
Okay.
But it kind of was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Finally, for Born on this Day Now Dead, George Papanakula, he invented, and I swear I was just talking about this with my wife the other day, the pap smear.
Wow.
And the reason I was talking to her about it was I was like, boy, that's just because she said something about a pap smear. I don't know if she's getting a pap smear or something about it.
It's just such a crude term.
That's what I said. I'm like, they couldn't have named, like, if this was a man thing, and I think it's lamenting, the female plight, we wouldn't, like, how about a pap application or a paplication? Like, that's a very nice, if you just called it a paplication or a pap application, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, what?
Right.
But a smear. Like, and you think they're just kind of, I don't even know what they're doing down there.
Yeah.
It's already a haunted place that you don't, we don't need to add, like, more, like, disgust, like,
it
the
sounds
word
like something
slime.
you would do in a sink. Ugh.
You definitely have to shower after.
You would have to. It's a smear.
A smear. A bagel.
Yeah,
you smear. It's gross.
And again, I don't even really know what it is.
No. I think my wife told me, but I blocked it out right away.
But I think it rocks that guy kind of went with, like, the hockey move of, like, his last name is Papadopoulos or whatever, and he's like, call me Paps.
Pap.
Pappy.
Also died on this day, still dead. We have Margot Kidder, which was Lois Lane in the original Superman movies. Just a bad choice. I never saw it. I was like, I'm a big Superman fan, of course, from way back, and sure. I mean, we don't have to get, I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
She's just not good looking.
Oh, okay.
She's just kind of like real extra plain, and I don't know. Not a big fan. Let's call our guest over, Blake. And also died on this day in 2021, Shirley Cost. Take a look at Margot Kidder, and you'll see. You'll be like, really, Superman? I mean, kind of get any lady he wants. And it's just her?
Not the worst.
Bit skinny for you, too.
Definitely skinny for me, yeah. By the way, it was Colbert's two brothers and father.
Died.
Yeah, plane crash.
I believe then she ended up, like, the National Enquirer back in the day, like in the 90s, caught her, like, going through a KFC dumpster or something for food. Margot Kidder.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, who would ever do something like
she had fallen on hard times, not just because she was hungry like you. Shirley Cost is the Rangers cookie lady.
Oh, wow,
She would
okay.
bring cookies to Buzz and Tom, and she died at the age of 90 on this day. So
canonical Rangers fan, for sure. She's up there with Zonk.
And
Yeah.
that was Today in History.
All right, so we're out here today. We now have what we call final remarks, which is weird because you haven't even made any initial remarks. Don't you think? Now bring that microphone up to you, near your face somewhere when we talk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rob Lavinsky.
Hi, hi.
He is the owner of Where We Are.
Honored to have you here. I'm not sure I can follow Pap Smear, though. That's a hard act to follow.
Right.
But I did dumpster dive for an R2-D2, so I can follow on Margot Kidder's.
Okay.
Actually, I was a little short. I made my 80-year-old employee dumpster dive for a plastic R2-D2.
Your 80-year-old employee.
Yeah. See, so I can tie into your show. There you go.
Okay, very good.
I didn't even know I was relevant.
So, what is this called, Where We Are?
So, we're at my gallery. If you go to our website, irox.com, you will see fine mineral specimens. For those who've seen Breaking Bad, they really are fine minerals, my dear wife. They are not rocks. And we sell mineral specimens, which some people call rocks or crystals, as objects of natural beauty and as an asset class.
This is walking around here, it's like a museum.
Thank you. So when we built the place, it's my idea is it's sort of like the freak love child of the Smithsonian and an art museum, right? It's nature's art. It's beautiful. You think of them as museum objects, but when you put them in a boring museum on shelves with too much science-y signage, I think that loses some of the wonder and the beauty because these things are older than dinosaurs.
And
I mean,
this
crazy.
This is something that you got into not to make profit at first.
So it was a childhood hobby.
You just like collecting.
That's awesome.
I think a lot of people collect stuff as kids, right? Erasers. Normal kids collected baseball cards, comic books, whatever. Pez dispensers, stamps. Yeah, I did a little bit of all of that, and then I fell in love with fossils. And then I went to my first fossil and mineral show in Columbus, Ohio, and saw all these sparkly crystals. So, wow, those are way more beautiful than fossils. And at 12, became a mineral collector.
How many square feet are here?
So, I have sequentially expanded from my childhood bedroom closet to a house closet to a house spare bedroom. Bribed a college roommate to move out and had a fake roommate in college to have a college dorm room display space and steadily upgraded. So now we're in over 10,000 square foot of display space for minerals. It's like a museum, like you said.
And I even saw the big giant room with all the to be displayed minerals that you haven't opened yet or that
you mean
ordered.
The stuff in the back.
The stock room, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I buy too much stuff.
That's what's happened
and
here.
People tell me you shouldn't have so much inventory.
And so this is not a place, though, that we are telling the public to, hey, come on out and you can just walk in.
No, we mostly sell online and private visits or at a few shows. There's worldwide shows in Tucson, Denver, Munich, and Nanjing.
And we're also not here for you. You do not listen to our show, right?
Do I have to admit that on camera?
You had never heard of us. No, but I just want to say this is interesting because
no, I'm a new client of yours. I'm a new listener.
One of your big employees, your top employees, right?
Great guy.
Who was named Romo.
Romo, or a photographer.
But he said you named him Romo.
I don't know that it was me. I think there were too many Robs, so someone else christened
you're
him
Rob.
Romo. I'm Rob. I would never have given someone the name Romo. I want Romo. That's a much
That is a
cooler
badass name.
Why would I? It's like Romeo, right?
Yeah, but now he was a Rob, so you can't have two Robs because
I would
somebody
have
else.
taken Romo if I had a choice.
Okay, but his last name starts with a M-O, so
yeah,
he's Romo.
so he got it.
Okay. It's better than Rolev. Yeah.
Yeah, it does phonetically work a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about Interpol.
Yeah, so we sell rocks and crystals for the collector, for museums, for the community. The problem is, a lot of people think that rocks are gems. That's not true. Gems come from minerals. Gems come from crystals. I don't really sell gems. So when you go across borders carrying minerals, that's a whole different thing than carrying gemstones that you need to declare. And minerals are non-dutyable by a harmonized international tariff code as non-economic ore resources for collectors in science. But they look valuable. So sometimes you have trouble at airports. So you asked what? Interpol.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, I mentioned. So I've been arrested a few times. But, it's all good. It started when I was 18, and this Royal Canadian Mounted Police pointed a shotgun at me in Canada. And that was the worst, actually, because he thought I was bear poaching. But it turns out you could collect crystals behind this old garbage dump. And other people go there to shoot bears, but I was going to collect ugly rocks. And yeah, so that happened. And then I got arrested in Brazil because rubellite tourmaline, which you abbreviate R-U-B-I, looks a lot like ruby, which you're not supposed to export from Brazil. That was a problem. But I talked my way out of it. We slept over in the airport jail. And the next morning when the high-end gem store in the airport opened, they explained. And they knew me. They had a book in the airport gem store with my picture in it as a contributor. So that helped. But the Interpol thing was...
could be played by, like, Nicolas Cage. For sure.
No, I and mostly you go to China and places that are extraordinarily safe, that don't arrest you, believe it or not. Isn't that ironic?
It is.
China seems safer than France. So you go to France, they do have national treasure laws. You're not supposed to take out things that are valuable in French.
Right.
Which I didn't.
They're the ones who steal things from other lands and bring them to, yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
Yes, but maybe.
Yeah.
So Western culture likes things of other cultures, and we value them.
Mm-hmm.
With minerals, these are things that were not created by humans. So they're not generally subject to the kinds of natural or the repatriation laws of other cultural artifacts, with very few exceptions. The French like everything French. So they want to look at their French minerals before you travel with them and export them. So I bought a collection, and I purposefully did not have any French minerals. But that didn't stop one of my competitors from calling Interpol while I was on the plane and telling them that I did. So we got detained when we landed in Houston.
Do you have competitors in the collection world?
A few, mostly friendly competitors.
Okay.
Other than those that report me to Interpol while I'm on a plane.
So
mostly friendly.
What happens there? You get off the plane
and we got arrested at the Houston airport and detained. And my partner in buying the collection sort of looks and acts like a cowboy. Lives in Tucson, keeps a few guns on the table in the living room and the kitchen, and that kind of guy. So he got into a screaming match where he was yelling at the airport security people that, they'd take our minerals over his dead body.
Okay.
And they brought in the biggest guy I've ever seen in an airport, uniform and a gun and a badge. And then he started yelling at him. And it went downhill, but we called the museum in Houston, and they came and had a talk with the airport and sort of bailed us out around midnight. And it turns out, so I got a black mark on my passport. You know about this?
Mm-mm.
So I don't remember learning in high school government class what your U.S. senator is supposed to do for you. Apparently, when you get a black mark on your passport,
you gotta call the office.
You're a trafficker. Now, what are you trafficking in? Like, you're a bad guy. With no details. So I went to Canada next, and coming back from Canada, this nice little old lady at the customs said, "Oh, you don't look so bad. Why do you have this mark on your passport?" "Excuse me, sir, you'll have to wait." And I got strip searched in Canada. They Xeroxed all my documents off. So it's a bad mark. So apparently we were supposed to learn in government class, you can call your U.S. senator. Just pick up the phone, call your senator. They can clean passports for you and get that cleared up. And I'd never heard of that, never knew it. So I went through 2 years and a couple of lawyers trying to get this off my back because it's a problem when you travel that they don't like you at any airport. And I was venting to one of my customers, and it turns out he knew a senator, and he picked up the phone and made a call, and we eventually got that wiped off.
You know what I found out, Rob, is who you know.
It is. It really, that was scary. I mean, I had no idea. It's like, really? It's that easy? Yeah, let me call my senator.
Yeah.
So I didn't go back to France.
So for 2 years, you were trying to do it the right way, or the way
right way
any normal human would have to.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
And there's a way around that, apparently.
You gotta know someone. Yeah.
So we were told that...
wait, let me just follow up real quick.
Okay. I'm not a bad guy.
What is getting strip searched like? Do they
in
actually
Canada, it's gentle. Other places, maybe not.
They're not. They're not making you bend over and just really searching every. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow. They're looking for minerals up there.
They don't know how bad you are. You might be really bad.
Yeah, you just
might
have
be
this black mark.
To be honest,
a guy with rocks.
The bending over thing is kind of the only reason you're doing it.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
you could probably keep your shirt on.
I guess could have stuff taped to you.
You never know. So sometimes there was a case though at an airport. What was it? LaGuardia. I was having problem getting. They're not rocks. Come on, man. They're fine minerals. Remember Breaking Bad?
Okay.
So was it LaGuardia? Yeah, I mean they were giving me so much trouble, and then one of the security guards came up and said to the guy who was giving me trouble, "Man, cut him a break. He's an astronaut or something." That you go with. I'm like, yes, I am, sir.
Okay.
These are space rocks. So what is your relationship with China? Because I'm reading here that they had part of the Great Wall of China closed for you to have lunch on.
They did. That was crazy.
What's that
so
story?
I used to go to China a lot. Obviously that stopped for a while. So
because of the whole like the guy who had sex with the bat thing.
Bad things? It didn't used to be bad. It used to be a great place
I said
to go.
Bat. The bat. The
it doesn't
whole COVID
matter.
thing.
He was making a COVID joke.
Sorry, the COVID thing.
Did COVID start with a guy having sex with a bat? Your
No.
thoughts? Okay, no? All right.
Pretty sure no. So my original career was genetic engineering.
I say for sure.
There's a lot on the web.
I used to teach immunology. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It wasn't
No.
a guy having sex with a bat. Yeah, at least that. You know what? Ironically, so I source minerals in China. I do museum exhibitions. I give lectures. Ironically, I started going to China because I didn't have the money. I was self-booted up, and all these fancy dealers with more money than I was were going to Brazil, cool places, Madagascar, and going after gem crystals, Pakistan. I couldn't afford that. And Chinese minerals were cheap 20-something years ago. And I thought, wow, these things are beautiful. They're not fancy gem crystals with gemstone value, so other people aren't going nuts to get them. You know, I'll look at getting into this. So I started going to China, eventually learned the language, eventually opened an office in Shanghai. We had an office there until 2018, mostly for buying and a little bit for selling. And a lot of what we did was just show government officials what these things look like in cases. And we'd teach them that Western museums display these as objects of inspiration. And, you know, they could do that too. It became a lot of adventures. I traveled, I went rural, I went underground.
How do you get the Great Wall closed for you, though?
Well, I didn't know they were doing that.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is you're drinking with government people. It used to be, in the early years of Xi Jinping, you could get drunk for lunch and dinner with government guys.
Okay, that
and
sounds
like
great.
Really go do stuff.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of business done.
Okay.
A lot. Like in the 2 hours you're sober in between. But it used to be, you know, you get drunk at lunch and you go do something. And so I didn't even know where I was going. So yeah, somebody took us to part of the Great Wall. It was my first visit. I wanted to go to the really cool, famous part, but they didn't take us there.
Uh-huh.
They took us to this other part that was bigger and actually more amazing. And we got there, and I like, why are there no people? Oh, we closed it. So they do things like that.
That makes you feel good.
They are good hosts.
Yeah.
They are good hosts.
And you know Chinese. You fluent?
I'm not fluent. I'm conversational.
Okay.
And so I eventually married a Chinese lady who now has moved to America.
Now, do you guys converse in Chinese?
We did when we met. So I met her at a mineral show, and she didn't know English, so it was my bad Chinese.
She was fired up about the minerals? And
they're beautiful things.
Yeah.
I think when people see them in the context we display them.
What's the, can you say the value of everything you have in this warehouse?
I can honestly say that I don't want to say, but also I don't. But also I don't know.
Okay.
Look, here's the thing. When I was
you
a
have
kid,
price tags on these things as you look around.
Some of them.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Some of them no.
So, you know, when I was a kid, it was a hobby. And my whole career, my passion for this is driving it as it transitions from a hobby to an asset class. And no one knew that would happen. No one really said, this is going to happen. Things are going to get more valuable and expensive. But it's happened organically and, you know, jumps and plateaus over the last 30 years. And I've gotten to be a part of it. So I started with $1 rocks and self-collecting out in the field. I had a truancy problem in high school because of that.
Because you were so stoked on looking for rocks.
I went looking for rocks.
Where are you
from?
Fine
minerals.
Fine minerals.
You're confusing me now.
Yeah.
You're bad. You're a bad.
Well, you're the one who said rocks. I'm just trying to...
You said rocks first.
I'm just following. Okay, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So
okay.
When I was a kid, I ran into the Columbus, Ohio Rock and Mineral Society. It used to be. There's all these clubs with generally...
Is that where you went to college?
No. But I was going to say generally old retired white guys in these clubs. It's a lot more diverse now that it's gone onto the internet.
Nothing is given.
Went to college in Houston. Grew up in Houston as a student dealing with the Russians. So I spoke Russian at the time. And I helped open up Russia to mineral exports in a way. And that helped pay me my way through college. And then I went on to become a doctor. Went to 8 more years of school in San Diego, during which my internet built up. You ever see the HTML or the books for dummies?
Yeah.
You guys like,
of course,
dummy stuff, right?
Sure, we're all about
dummy stuff. Yeah. So first edition HTML for Dummies. That was me. That was my programming skill.
Diving in that way.
And people in the mineral world.
So
man,
you're a
they thought
doctor. What kind of a doctor?
They thought I was a guru of computers.
Did you ever do a pap smear?
No, but I did Google it. When I heard you talking, I Googled the origin of the word. So I'm not the kind of doctor that likes like sticky, oozy gooey stuff or blood or fluids.
Right. So you don't do pap smear.
No, I was genetic engineering. So I engineered mice, made them radioactive.
Damn.
Lost a few of them, cut them up, and see what you screw up in the mouse to learn about.
We were talking earlier
cancer.
about there was somebody who used to be genetically engineered with a basketball. They had fused together a human.
Are you talking about The Fly? The movie The Fly?
Exactly.
It's kind of like that.
I referenced The Fly, but it's Mavs Man.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe that's not accurately genetic engineering.
Oh, okay.
That might be comic
Not a
book
documentary?
art. You might be looking at the wrong Instagram.
Okay. But that's incredible. So you're a genetic engineer. Would that be what you call yourself?
Yeah.
If you're that, and you're fusing mice, you're doing stuff with mice, making them radioactive,
Making COVID.
making COVID.
Could have. We looked at military applications
And
at the time.
you decide, you know what? I'm just going to stop doing this now, and I'm just going to go full time into the minerals.
Okay, so let's
Fine.
see. Wait, so let's see. Who do we know who's left a completely legitimate job,
Wow.
maybe with a big career in the future,
You know, we're
with
running
a
out of
bunch of people working for them, and said, you know what, maybe I want to work for myself and do my own thing. And
We're
be my
running
own
out of
boss.
time. No,
Who
I
do we
totally
know?
get it.
Dude, he
Now
he was
right?
prepped.
I do,
guy.
yeah.
So
I love it.
I was in school for 12 years, and I built my internet business. So it was my hobby, and then it
Yeah.
was a business. And then at some point, you're like, well, shit, maybe I'm going to have a lot more fun doing this. And you worry, well, maybe it'll be boring. Maybe I won't be, right, you have to say, maybe I won't be surrounded by the same amount of interesting people and opportunities. But you are. And then you're stuck with it because it's addicting to do your own thing. So I'm surrounded by people who love nature, who love art, who love buying cool toys that you can't buy elsewhere.
So people you employ, they're into this. This is their passion
interesting group
too.
of people. Yeah, and I get to travel the world. So for China, I spent most of the last 20 years. I think I've been 60 or 70, maybe more times. I don't know.
Damn.
And we have a gallery there, a home there, business and friends there, and I was consulting for museums. And as long as I'd get drunk and pickle my liver, it was great. And I got to travel all over China at other people's expense. You stop drinking, you got to pay your own way.
You fly in PJs? Private jets?
Sorry, I missed that term. I'm thinking, did I bring pajamas on the plane?
No, I was just wondering about,
To China?
He
No.
just really wanted to say that.
I just wanted to say PJ, trying to work that in.
Now, the Indian guy, the big Indian guy, if you look around and you see Indian minerals in these rooms, you fly to India to visit him. He'll fly you around on a, military jet.
Okay, I was about to correct you and say Native American, but then you came out with the fly to India.
Yeah, I'm very precise.
Yeah, no, I should have realized that.
Can we get back to the military application of
All right,
COVID
Blake,
and Ebola?
we're about done with biochemical.
It seems like he was about to tell us some.
I did not go into biochemical warfare. I went into preservation and education of natural assets. It's much easier.
Well, this is very cool.
So thanks for coming.
And yeah, I was going to say thanks for having us, but as I said before, we're here at the behest of one of your employees, but I can't believe how cool this, he's like, yeah, I could have had you over to my house, but that wouldn't have been cool. This is awesome. And it is. This place is awesome. It is by appointment only if somebody does want to come by here, if you're really into this.
Yeah, look at our website.
It's in Richardson.
If this is the kind of thing you like, we have more.
But
we do promote on the website.
Just fascinates you that just all the stuff's that's happening under our... how would you know this was here?
Well, we're very...
And it's the largest... This is the largest in the world?
For a facility of this type, yeah. Now, mostly the public sees these things in museums. So if I could give a pitch here for Dallas, the Perot Museum, Nature and Science, is a great place to go and view these minerals. If you go and look at the mineral hall, you'll see my name. I've donated a few things. I've loaned a few things. And everything else is loaned by members of our collecting community. And they rotate in and out. But the public can go to the Perot Museum and see a world-class exhibit. And you want value, it's over $100 million. Might be $200 million of treasures in the middle of the museum that is not advertised as much as it should be, sitting here in Dallas, and we actually have a world-class mineral and crystal exhibit downtown. And I'd be proud if people could go see that as a result of the show. If you want to learn more about minerals, go to my website. iRocks.com.
iRocks.com, and that's you also have mineralauctions.com, more for the collectors, you say?
Yeah, so we started an auction site back in the late 90s, and we pretended it was automated because I couldn't afford automation. So it was me and a partner taking turns staying awake at night, and we'd manually update the auction numbers all through the night. And eventually it grew. So for most of the last 24 years, I was a laughing stock in the mineral world for doing these mineral auctions, but it built, and now it's a power. And if you want to get into collecting minerals, you can go look and learn.
All right. That's cool, man.
Very cool. Quite an interesting existence.
Well, I
you've
think
carved out for yourself.
my friend, who you call an employee, Romo, thought we should meet. He thinks you're a little weird and you like all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I think he thinks I'm a little weird and like random things.
Yeah. No.
But
Well,
they're
thanks to you, Rob. Thanks to Romo. And, yeah.
Thank you.
And
And
wish
if
you
anyone
well. I don't know.
wants
How
to
do
know
we
more.
How do we close this out?
No, that was pretty good.
That's Rob.
We're good. Thank you,
Rob
for
Lavinsky.
looking.
We'll put your website and everything in our show notes.
Thank you.
Any
Honored to meet
final remarks? Now we can actually have final remarks.
Final remarks on minerals.
Or just on anything
could be
that's on your mind.
yeah.
I look at.
Politics,
I'm a scientist. I'm an
something in
academic.
abortion.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I was gonna say I'm a scientist. I'm an academic by training, but I don't look at these things that way. When I look at a beautiful mineral, I feel this visceral thrill. Like this came from nature. This is art from nature. They're older than dinosaurs. Every day they excite me.
Were you fired up about the eclipse?
That's pretty cool too, but
pretty
I can't buy it, keep it, and sell it.
I see.
I like learning through
Capitalist at the end
acquisition.
of the day.
Yeah.
So yes, capitalism is a good note to end the day on.
So were you trying to mix COVID and Ebola?
All right, Blake.
And then were you going to spread it?
Something like that was a thesis proposal.
There we go.
Blake.
Do they really have?
You can do that.
Are you
can-
limited in how many kids you can have in China?
So now they're paying you to have many more.
Oh, really?
So
They're like, yeah, we screwed up.
if you want to talk about China, I mean it's
was
an
a-
interesting place. There's a lot going on that is not reported.
Have you
in
been?
the Western media?
I've been to Hong Kong.
Yeah, so like Hainan Island is the new Hong Kong
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah,
They're going to
the-
close it off in 25. I think they'll move all the university kids over, building convention center businesses there. But no, they want kids. Young people are having trouble getting out of China now. Young people return to China. They get their passports clipped. They want them to stay. They need more babies. They're paying you to have babies.
And part of the problem is that they ended up with way too many males.
Yeah, well, my wife is one of 6 kids in her family, but that's rural China. All the urban people were not having babies. Like on average, less than 2, maybe less than 1. Rural people had many, but they couldn't move. They're not mobile. A lot of them have to stay where they come from.
So
Get permission to move.
despite trying to put a cap on the population, they still have tons of people.
Oh, they have tons of
They're
people,
still doing pretty
but they're
well.
not all where they want them to be, and not all the right age cohort. And now there's a cultural penalty against having too many kids because it's expensive. And the older people look down on you when you have too many kids because they didn't get to have too many kids, right? There's a lot of problems coming from that.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a estate planning nightmare.
They're going to implement plans to deal with it, I'm sure. But it's not like there's one policy, one China. It's different from the big cities to the rural regions.
Sounds like there's way too much here for me to
Different
start
subject.
talking about. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much again.
Hey, thanks for coming and looking at minerals.
Adios, mofo.